Friends. I'm Matsiarific, joined once again by the lovely Mama Wolf Meg.
Hey.
And we are back with more Persona 4 Arena. So, we did a membership poll, which resulted in to go ahead and do everybody's stories first before we move on to Ultimax. So, I have decided who we're going to lead with this time, but there is a poll in the chat for who we're going to do next after this. But there's more than 4 people left, so I had to combine a few options. I combined Chie and Yukiko, and I combined Akihiko with Aigus. But for now, we're going to go ahead and start Naoto and give people time to vote in the poll. So let's continue from the cliffhanger.
Rise-san! Look out!
I see something glimmer in front of me. Acting purely on instinct, I duck instantly. A low whizzing sound passes above my head. What was that? Did something get thrown my way?
Naoto-kun!
Rise-san turns towards me. I look at her from across the room. She is lying on something large on the ground. On closer inspection, the red and white lump she's holding down is Teddy. I see General Teddy in the back of the room, so the one with Rise-san has to be the real one. Okay, so Teddy is hurt. Okay, he's been flattened, and and Rise is with him. The girl is standing between Teddy and the general. I've never seen her before, but looking at her mechanical body, I can tell who she is. That's Labris.
What should we do? That girl wasn't normal. She wasn't even human. I know it sounds hard to believe, but she's a robot or something. She defeated Teddy and, Calm down. Are you talking about Labris?
Though Rise-san is quite shaken, she's still
The
nods.
riddle is solved then. You're not the real Teddy. You're only a shadow taking his form. The shadow of Labris here, to be precise.
Aha! No wonder they call you the Detective Prince now, Chan. You cracked the case. But even if you figured it out, there's still nothing you can do.
I carefully watch General Teddy as he scoffs. Whatever it was he threw at me, I was too busy dodging to see it clearly, but it must be dangerous. I'm sure he won't hurt his owner until he hears a certain phrase from her, but he has no reason to be gentle with the rest of us. I point my weapon at him, ready for any more of his attacks. However, the next one comes from a direction I had not been expecting.
What?
There's a droning sound. It's coming from an axe flying at me. The axe is bigger than I am, spinning through the air towards me. Yeah, 'cause she's got it on a chain. Like a boomerang, it curves back and returns to the hands of its wielder. There are thrusters behind the blade, allowing the axe to fly as it spins. It wasn't General Teddy attacking me. It was Labris. Not the shadow, but the real one. What's going on? Wait, did she attack me the first time as well? That would explain why Rise-san is so shaken up. But the shadow's right in front of her. Why is she going after me?
It's not true. I'm human. This is all just a bad dream. I gotta destroy everything.
I'm human.
Oh, she's having a breakdown. I can't find any meaning in what she's saying. I want to convince her to stop, but I can't come up with the right words to do so. Labris takes a fighting stance without wasting a moment. Oh, do we fight Labris? It looks like the only way to bring Labris back to normal is to fight her.
Rise-san, please stay back.
Naoto-kun?
Never,
Awkward.
yeah? I never really expected to be able to...
She's not even in Naoto's row. So I don't get why she's fighting Naoto. Unless she is, I don't know.
Well, no, I think she's just freaking out, and it's like, she's in fight or flight, and she's not able to flight, so the only thing she has is to fight.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I never really expected to be able to convince her in the first place with the shadow here. I bite the bullet.
I will stop her, no matter what.
Alright, fight time.
Yep. Against the actual Labris.
Yes, but she won't have a persona at the very least.
True.
This will be like when we fought her as Elizabeth. Plus, we can mute. Then again, she wouldn't be able to, she doesn't have a persona anyway, so mute is kind of a moot point.
Final.
Volley! Assault!
Okay.
Alright.
Assault! Now is the time!
This should be enough rounds.
At least she won't have Ariadne to hit me from a distance.
Volley! Assault!
Okay.
There! Assault! Now is the time!
This should be enough rounds.
Alright. Oh, she's not even saying anything.
Assault!
Okay.
It's almost like she's in puppet
Volley!
mode.
Assault! Now is the time!
This should be enough rounds.
Like you said, she's in fire flight mode, so that
Volley!
kind of makes sense.
Assault!
Okay.
Yeah, I expect her to at least say something there.
Aw, she beat
Right?
you fair and square. You really are useless, Labby-chan.
That's probably because General Studies there.
After Labrys
But I could be wrong.
collapsed. After Labrys collapsed, the shadow looks at her as if she was
Your
trapped.
whole reason for being is to fight. And you can't even do that. You're not worth a damn.
Bang.
You don't need to exist anymore.
The shadow's voice and speech pattern began to slip away from its impersonation of Teddy. No, that's not all. The fake Teddy's appearance begins to warp as well. Finally, the time has come for it to reveal its true self.
And
And skip.
I said that a little too early, but oh well.
The form that it takes is, as I thought, Labrys.
I am a shadow. The true self. That's my face. Huh. You don't want to remember? Fine. You can die like that.
What? She's attacking her owner now? Is it a threat to pressure her? No. This is a shadow we're dealing with after all. There's no knowing what it will do.
Stop it.
What's this? Why are you protecting her? It's her fault you all had to fight each other, you know.
Not really.
Yeah? With that, she turns to her other self and looks down at her with disdain in her eyes.
You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through, right? That's why we're in a school having a fighting tournament? That ain't! My home was a horrible place. They made us fight and kill each other just to collect combat data. It hurts so much, but no one understands. How can I make them see? I know. I'll force friends to fight each other. Maybe then they'll understand. No. I want to make them understand. That ain't
Oh, no.
true. That's not what I want. Oh, yeah? Then let me take over from here. I'll destroy everyone who pretends to understand, just like you did before. Stop! I've had enough!
Labrys.
No! You're not me! No! You said it! You finally said it! The power. I can feel
And
it
there goes the
building!
projectionist.
Yep. A sinister aura surges from the shadow. Even the surroundings begin to warp with its energy. And skip! Yes, the power! In an instant, the area becomes dominated by preceding red lights. The view from beyond the window has changed completely. I hear Rise-san gasp behind me. I don't know what this place is modeled after, but I get the sense that someone carved open a living creature's stomach. This is the reflection of Labrys' heart, the suffering she carries. The shadow's golden eyes stand out even more in the dusky redness, focusing on me. I changed my mindset. This is only one thing to do here. Or there's only one thing to do here, just as my friends did for me.
Rise-san, you watch Labrys and Teddy.
I got him. Good luck, Nato-kun.
Yes, I'll save her.
Just occurred to me that since Naoto was the last one to join the team, this is her first time going through this to save somebody else.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Also, we're kind of fighting the same person twice in a row. It's like, first we fight Labras, now we fight Shadow Labras.
Full circle.
Yep.
Or, well, kind of.
And if there turns out to not be another fight after this, then we would go straight into just fighting Labras again.
Okay. There.
Oh, geez. Mercy, look how much health I lost.
Yeah, I saw that.
What was that about?
I must.
Alright, well now she's muted, so...
I won't hold back.
I wish they could trick you again.
Yeah, for a bit. There we go.
Okay. What?
No way.
There.
No.
Go.
Get her.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
Shadow Level stuff this has to happen.
Woo!
Jeez.
That was some
It's
back and forth.
strong. Yeah.
The giant creature behind the shadow I had begun to think of it as part of the shadow itself, vanishes with a loud roar. I managed to defeat her. The shadow she shows no further signs of resistance. Cautiously, I turn around and walk to Labras, who is sitting on the floor, being held up by Rise-san. It seems Teddy has also regained consciousness. He had broken into a sweat, flustering as he stands next to Rise-san.
Are you all right?
Labras has a melancholy look on her face as she hangs her head. She's so human-like. The sheer authenticity of that expression makes that thought appear in my mind.
I didn't have the chance to introduce myself. I'm Naoto Shirogane. You're Labras, is that correct?
She raises her head, but neither confirms nor denies it. She just quietly stares at her double across the room. A machine given the ability to summon a persona. The persona ability was the primary objective in her creation. The fact that she also developed a heart came as a byproduct. How much suffering did she have to go through, having been treated like an object for so long? It isn't easy to imagine.
I can't claim to understand your pain. It was only today that I learned you existed, to say nothing of the weapons program from which you sprung. But there is one thing I do understand.
I kneel and look Labras in the eyes.
Look carefully at me. Do I seem like a man or a woman to you?
What do you mean?
You and I are alike. There is such a gulf between what we yearn to be and what we are that we have trouble accepting our true nature.
Our true nature?
Just as I cannot break the glass ceiling of my profession, you cannot become human. That is the painful truth. But if we were able to change, would that truly bring us happiness? I feel there is something only you or I can offer, because of who we really are.
There's something a machine like me can offer? Even if there is something like that, there's no place I belong.
Yes, there is.
That's not true. I'm not human either, but I work at Jeunesse. The part-time ladies give me sweets sometimes and everything.
The
Good
heart
friend,
is
Teddy.
always lacking something. It may be that you and I will be troubled by this same thing for the rest of our lives. But please don't forget that you're not alone anymore.
I'm not alone.
That's right.
Yes.
I nod strongly to Labras as she looks up at me. I repeat it for emphasis.
Don't worry. You're not alone.
That's right. I'll stick to you like glue.
And it won't be just us.
Teddy?
I'm sure you'll make lots of friends with everyone in town.
Really? A machine? Like me?
Of course. We nod. Labras stands up and approaches her shadow.
They said it's okay to be me. Doesn't that make you happy too?
She takes the shadow's hand and as it drops its head listlessly.
I'm so sorry I locked you up inside me for all that time. But we'll be okay now. I'm not alone. And you're not either, right?
I'm sorry I left you alone all this time. You all me, after all.
Labris, there are some people from the Kirijo group here looking for you.
I wonder if they'll stick me back in that box again. Of course they will.
No, they won't.
After all, I caused a lot of trouble. What else are they gonna do?
I can't say anything about that for certain, but you should talk with them. It's your right to be where you belong.
Yeah, you're right.
At that moment, I hear several sets of footsteps approaching from outside. I stand and take a fighting pose for an instant, relax when I hear familiar voices. I ease up and smile.
Is everyone all right?
Whoa, Senpai!
Hey, you.
You're back from the city already?
Hi, Kanji.
Never mind him, Kanji-kun. What about you? What have you been doing all this time?
Fighting everyone, kicking everyone's butts.
And pretending this was a dream.
Yeah. Still though, how embarrassing must that be to have gotten beaten up by someone who's still half asleep?
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me because it's Kanji soon.
It is
but
Kanji.
still,
The
we love him.
The Shadow Host is defeated. The invisible walls must have disappeared. This place is familiar to all of us. With the walls gone, finding each other is a piece of cake.
Yo, Naoto! Guess you made the big meetup after all, huh? I swear, we're tied together by fate or something. Actually, is that the real you, Teddy?
You're so blind sometimes, Yosuke.
Rise-chan, I'm so glad you're safe. Senpai, you're all here.
Kirijo-san's group comes in behind Senpai and the others. The room instantly falls silent. Perhaps some of the others had encountered them during a match before I did, but in general, everyone was shocked to see them. Kirijo-san weaves between all of us and walks directly towards Labris.
You must be Labris.
All of us hold our breath at Kirijo-san's dignified voice.
I'm Mitsuru Kirijo. You may have heard already, but I came to collect you.
Collect. At that, Labris takes a step back. I put my hand on her shoulder to comfort her. She looks at me, and I nod. Human, robot, anyone, it doesn't change anything. But no matter who you are, there are things that you have to carry out through your own actions, using your own words.
I don't want to go back in that box. Or to that lab.
As Labris managed to say it, a voice squeaks up from behind Kirijo-san.
Mitsuru-san, I'd like to ask that you consider her request.
I guess.
Labris's,
Yeah,
my
I guess.
sister's abilities will surely be useful to us. Please, can't we enlist her on a trial basis and see what happens?
Sister. Surprised by that unfamiliar appellation, Labris looks towards the speaker.
You're a robot too.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Aegis, the 7th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon. I'm your successor, sister.
We're sisters?
Yup. She answered Labris with a smile. Amazing. Her tone, her expressions, they're all so human.
I'd like to third their request. I'm well aware that I'm in no place to make demands on you, but
Kirijo-san gave a wry smile after a third objection.
I'm starting to feel like the bad guy. There's no need to worry. I wasn't thinking of sealing you away again.
Really?
You've awakened to your persona and gained control over it. True, I don't know for sure that the danger is past, but I don't feel that you need to be sealed off from humanity. Particularly since it's obvious that you have a heart. Kirijo-san.
Labby-chan doesn't need to be all alone anywhere? Yay!
Naoto,
Get all
sorry to
excited,
interrupt,
Teddy.
but who are these people?
They kinda look like a bunch of freaks.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's not
Okay.
even human.
I guess she's a robot?
Huh? Wait a sec. Kirijo? As in the Kirijo group? Wait, what?
Yes.
What's going on here?
All my
Oh,
friends.
she was throwing.
At least someone picked up on it. All my friends
Right.
begin to look at me, the only one who knows everything. Where should I start? More importantly, how much should I disclose? Either way, it looks like it's going to be a long explanation. First, though, I suggest that we change locations. It's important to share information, but it's imperative that we all get out of here safely. Teddy leads us to the roof. When he opens the door to the roof, though, we find ourselves in a place that looks nothing like the real thing. Everyone besides Teddy starts in surprise. Outside the door, it's a space that resembles a TV studio. That's right, it's the place that we used as an entrance lobby to the TV world last year. It just appeared once, but it may have reappeared when Labrys entered this world and created the school here. The others told me that the Midnight Channel aired again. Whoever watched the broadcast must have associated it with last year's airings. That explains why it looks exactly the same. At any rate, it looks like we'll be able to exit here in one piece. As I sigh in relief, Kirijo-san turns to us.
I should introduce myself to the rest of you. I am Mitsuru Kirijo. I cannot tell you who I am affiliated with or my position, but I bear all responsibility for Labrys. This case, the whole disturbance was mainly due to us. I'm very sorry for putting you in such danger.
Kirijo-san sums up the sequence of events. Labrys' entry into this world was the cause of it all. She and the others came here after her.
How do you know Mitsuru-san, Naoto-kun?
That's... well... Shirogane was working with us. Since it was our first time in this world, he helped us safely reach Labrys.
She, Mitsuru, she.
So, the job you had was to bring Mitsuru-san and the others here?
Huh?
No.
Well... that was basically it. I'm sorry, but there are some things he cannot disclose. I ask for your understanding in that regard.
Sure, detective stuff. I get ya. That's pretty cool.
Mitsuru misgendering Naoto because she thinks she's a guy.
Yep.
Sanada-san and Aiga-san don't say a word, even after Kirijo-san's explanation. It's not completely a lie, but still. I shrug and sigh softly. If I had denied that incomplete explanation, it would be the same as admitting that I was working against them.
I really am no match for her.
Well then, let's all go home. Alrighty, attention please. The trip doesn't end until we get out of the TV.
Dude, you really gave us a scare. And this isn't the first time either. Well, at least it ended well.
Referring to when Teddy disappeared after he found out he was a shadow.
Yeah.
You know, I understand about Rise-chan and Teddy, but why did Kanji-kun go missing again?
He fell asleep.
Huh? Oh, well, because,
You needed a change of pace, no?
What?
Did I misspeak? You said something
No.
like, sometimes a man just wants to be alone inside a TV.
As if.
Alto, you bastard! Why
Hey!
didn't you tell him that?
Kanji, language. Labrys laughs at our small talk. Looking at her, I begin to feel like this episode wasn't so bad after all. But suddenly, Labrys' smile suddenly disappears, and her body freezes in an unnatural position.
Labrys?
Labrys does not answer me. Sanada-san shouts a warning.
Get away from her!
Everyone jumps back, confused. Kanji-kun wasn't even sure what he was supposed to be backing away from at first. Soon, though, we all stand around her in a ring. Labrys stands in the center, completely motionless.
What's going on?
I don't know. I can only tell that she's probably being controlled from outside.
Controlled? As we all watch her, confused and nervous, Labrys' right hand slowly begins to move. It reaches around her back to her thrusters, or rather, to the axe. Labrys' eyes were staring blankly into space, but suddenly glance at me.
Shirogane!
The warning comes at the same instant as the attack. I can feel the wind of the axe's passage as I bend backwards to dodge the blow. If she'd gone after anyone else, things might not have been so fortunate. I'm the only one who's actually seen that attack. But Labrys follows up with a different attack. I gulp in spite of myself. Hi, Ariadne!
Yep.
That white, elegant silhouette behind Labrys. I'd almost forgotten. Labrys now has the power of a persona. Fighting her won't be as easy as it was before.
Labrys, why? Never mind, it can wait.
Well, part 2 of Shadow or Lapras again.
Yep. And there's been a few votes in the poll right now. Chie or Yukiko is at 50%. Akihiko or Aigis is at 25%. And then Yosuke is also at 25%. So...
Okay, I only did 1 vote, so I don't get how there's 4 votes when there's only 2 of us. 2 people in thing.
Well, they probably just came by and voted and are now lurking.
Makes sense.
So, with that in mind, we could say that Teddy is last. I know that Yosuke was the second one to be voted for. So let's end the poll and we'll do a new poll. Chie, Yukiko, or Yosuke. Between the 3 of them, who's going to be next?
Okay. Wouldn't it be the vote be Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, or I guess in Akihiko?
Well, there's only space for 5, so.
Oh, okay, never mind. Carry on.
Teddy doesn't have any votes, so we'll save him for later. But that'll get...
Yosuke in the poll twice.
No, it only shows once for me. Might be a glitch. This way, even with it being Chie or Yukiko, we can decide, because we have to do one of them. We can't just do both at the same time, so.
Final. Fight!
Hey! See, she's being controlled now, but we can still hear her voice here, so that's just weird.
Yeah, later or earlier.
Well, it sounds like Shadow Lapras' voice.
There.
No way!
Yeah.
That's fun. It's like, I need to hit her. There we go, muted. Let's go. Man, she's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we got it. I emerged victorious, but I don't have enough energy remaining to run up to her. I breathed heavily and look at her. Aiga-san runs towards Lapras in my place.
Sister, are you all right?
Suddenly, an uncanny voice echoes through the studio.
My, to think she'd fall so easily.
Water break. Oh.
Water break.
Everyone glances around, trying to find where it came from.
I hope that she'd provide more entertainment. What a disappointment.
As soon as this sentence is complete, all eyes turn towards me. Naoto didn't say it! I cannot blame them.
Yeah.
After all, this voice was mine. The darkness in the center of the ring twists and squirms like gel. A face forms on its surface, and it hardens into limbs and a human-like body. It stands up. The thing standing before us was, again, me. No, just something taking my shape.
Naoto-kun's shadow? Why?
I
It's
thought
not
you
her
disappeared.
shadow.
It's a fake. I can't stop myself from being filled with anxiety, but I keep my voice as calm as I ask it a question.
Who are you? Once you've gained your persona, you're not supposed to see your shadow again. That's what you thought, isn't it? Did you really think I had gone away? Well, too bad. Man cannot let go so easily of his weakness. I'm always with you.
No, this can't be happening.
Because it's not.
Mhm.
My friends become even more disturbed. They certainly had cause to worry. Could the same thing happen to them? Will it? I, however, did not stir. Instead, I suddenly understood what had happened. This thing's objective was clearly to cause us to panic.
Enough farce. You are not my shadow.
I walked towards this
Good
copy
girl,
of me,
Naoto.
the real enemy.
I know that for 2 reasons. First, I was able to use my persona in the battle just now. One's persona and shadow are 2 sides of a coin. If you are my shadow, my persona should have been unusable. Second, you took control of Labrys just now. That's an unusual power far beyond the capabilities of a human like myself. I'm sorry to say you've dug yourself a deeper hole by showing off that ability. With a power like that, you could drive a man to extreme acts, which was the missing piece in this case.
You mean the hijacking wasn't just the work of a highly motivated crew? Rather, whoever we're talking to now was...
It was Labrys' dark wish that we fight each other. But what if someone knew beforehand that that would happen? Labrys has a heart, but she's also a machine. Unlike humans, her memories can be tampered with. By using Labrys, you thought you could orchestrate the disturbance her shadow would create in this world. Your objective is, as you just said, to gather persona users, have them fight, disrupt their hearts, and steal their personas. That's why you're appearing in the form of my shadow right now, to confuse me. You're the real puppet master behind this case. I'm surprised. Very insightful of you, Naoto Shirogane. Quite impressive work. I didn't expect you to fight back this fiercely. Sadly, it seems things won't be going according to plan this time. But I'll make use of what tools I have to the very end. This is my last chance. No, more like a marvelous entertainment. Now stand, my puppet.
Labrys staggers to her feet. There's no doubt now, this is the person controlling Labrys. And she has yet to break free from that spell.
Poor thing. It's all worn out because of you. It shouldn't have much strength left to fight. But unless you destroy it, it will keep rising up and attacking you all. What will you do?
Labrys pointed her axe at me for a second. No, 3rd time. Rather than caution, I felt sympathy. The forced unaliving of comrades against one's will. I see now. This is the past her shadow had talked about.
Shirogane, you need to stand back!
Kirijo-san steps in front of me.
Wait! If we all attack her, we may end up destroying Labrys.
But
she's just under its control. If we can release her, she should stop attacking.
I glance over at Rise-san.
Is that possible? Alright, I'll give it a try.
Perhaps Rise-san's persona was powerful enough to do it. I think it's worth trying. However...
It's no use. What is that thing? It's not a shadow. It's way too strong.
I had a feeling things wouldn't be so easy. Out of options, Kirijo-san signals Aigis with a troubled look on her face.
Aigis, prepare for the worst.
Aigis-san opens her eyes in shock. A look of astonishment, and not the good kind. But she quickly regains her composure and begins readying her weapons. She slowly aimed at them at Labrys. Realizing what was happening, Rise-san hastily interjects.
Oh, wait! Let me try again!
But Aigis-san pays her no heed. Labrys is in her sights. She looked calm, but it hurts just to see her expression. That's only natural. She called Labrys her sister.
Good. Now suffer. Relinquish your personas!
At that very moment, Kirijo-san suddenly looks up. She closes her eyes. She gathers her strength, as she had when she tried to establish a line of communication with her own persona. But who is she trying to reach?
I see. Now!
Fuka. Who is she talking to? Fuka. Is there someone here besides us? Yes, Fuka! As I stared at Kirijo-san in bewilderment, it happens. Without warning, Labrys freezes in place. The menacing aura that she had been giving off dissipates in an instant.
What?
For the first time, I can hear panic in the enemy's voice. Freed from the power of the enemy, Labrys' body collapses to the ground. Aika-san's weapons fold back into her body, and she runs to Labris as if all her pent-up emotions were exploding behind her like a rocket.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. I was getting desperate too. It seemed like something far away stepped in.
Fuka!
This can't be!
Okay.
It's just as we thought. The enemy is taking on your appearance and has no connection to you. Feel free to cut loose.
Kirijo-san's voice is full of confidence. I don't know what she did, but when she speaks so excuse me. When she speaks so confidently, it's impossible to doubt her. I look at the enemy again, my face, but with a different expression.
There's something I want to ask before I fight.
What now?
Why did you choose me? Of all the persona users here, why did you use my face?
Is that all? Of course I chose you. You were the most unstable of the lot. Never quite sure whether to call yourself a man or a woman. Your indecisiveness made you the perfect prey.
She's also extremely analytical. You were never going to get her. I clench my fists, but keep my anger in check. After a moment, I nonchalantly tip my hat back on my head.
There's actually something I've been curious to know all this time. Last year, when my real shadow went berserk, I was forced to the sidelines. It left me wondering whether I could have overcome that other me on my own. This is the perfect chance to find out. I won't hold back an inch.
We were just talking about that too.
Yep.
Alright, moving on.
Yep.
And it's Naoto time.
Final. Fight!
It's also a game.
Yep.
This is a new save file. I'm pretty sure there is the option to save which is your favorite color, but like it didn't have that preference for me because it's a new save file. No, that's for the online lobby.
Okay.
Okay.
She does look good in pink though.
I'm a hit.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see that outfit on her with her normal hair color.
That'd be weird. That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
You did it!
Her hair would at least be a nice contrast with her hair though, instead of the red that just kind of blends with it. The enemy staggers and falls to her knees, her face, or rather mine, writhing in agony. You did it!
You're so cool now, Chan!
I can't believe you could go that nuts on something that looked like you.
It may have taken my shape, but it wasn't me. I had no reason to relent.
I fully believe what I said, but Kanji-kun doesn't seem satisfied for some reason. Kirijo-san looks down at the enemy.
You'll be coming with us. There are some things we still want to ask you.
Oh, that's cute.
This is fine with me. There were many twists and turns along the way, but I'm not displeased with the results. It was good enough for this time that I confirmed you have the power to meet my expectations.
This time,
This is only a temporary form. I doubted there'd be any meaning in changing my appearance, but sure enough, it made for a very enjoyable game. I will see you in another guise next time. Just wait until then.
Right.
The evil laugh at the end, though.
Right?
The enemy laughs and begins to fade away.
Wait!
Of course, the enemy simply disappears into thin air. Who was she? What was her objective, trying to separate us from our personas? Unfortunately, I was not able to get to the core of the matter. But still, Next time, huh?
Hell no! Don't you dare come back again!
Yeah, what he said!
Seriously, that was one sick
Jerk.
bastard.
Copying Now-chan was going too far! Bad enough that it was in violation of my image rights, taking my form like that!
I wonder if
Teddy?
this is the start of something bigger.
Are you angry or joking around? Make up your mind.
Yeah, I don't think we should let our guard down.
Hard to say with him.
Everyone's face clouds with anxiety. No one could have imagined that we would run into some bigger threat like this. Does the enemy plan to cause another incident like this again? Are we going to get more humiliating catchphrases? Killjoy detective? Am I really that bad? It appears that Kirijo-san has worries of her own, though.
My analysis didn't make it in time, but that was...
It's hard to believe. Then again,
In other words, they have a vague idea of who this could be. So keep that in mind when we get to Ultimax. With a strong look in her eyes, she swallows her fears and comes to us as we discussed who the identity of the mastermind could be.
in any case, you don't have to worry about it. It's our responsibility from here on out.
But it was obviously targeting us. We can't shrug and go on our way after that.
He's correct. Given that it's taken an interest in us, we must arm ourselves against it.
Of course, you should be aware that the enemy is out there, but there is no need to abandon your lives to pursue it. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. That is, after all, our duty.
I can sense that she is completely sincere. We all trade glances, but we eventually concede with our leader's opinion. We'll agree to Kirijo-san's offer. There are some lingering regrets, but we have little choice right now. Seeing that everything is settled, Teddy butts in and strikes a strange pose. We turn to look at him, and with a grin of pride, he kicks at the floor with his heel. That is his usual dance in summoning the exit TV to get us out of the TV world. Kirijo-san's group is obviously surprised, and they look pointedly at the TV. Hello, Roro, welcome.
What are you doing with this ancient TV? Hang on, where'd you even get this?
It's a Teddy Vision! You can get out from here!
This TV is our escape route? Can we really fit inside?
Ooh, are you a little too
Teddy!
front-loaded to fit? In that case, I wouldn't mind helping you squeeze through!
Teddy?
You're even worse than before, you know that?
Teddy, she will execute you.
And it'll be quick, too. From Mitsuru-san.
Yes. We all pass through Teddy's TV and make it back to the real world. Of course, Kirijo-san is a bit flustered to find herself in the middle of a department store. Labris looks slightly lonely, but she follows Kirijo-san by her own free will. We love Teddy's teddy bear puns.
Oh, it took me. They'll get annoying after a while. Will you?
Well, it's Teddy's overly flirtatiousness, to say that in a PG way. That really is what gets annoying, though.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. There shouldn't be anything to worry about. Remembering Aiga-san's gentle smile, I know they'll make sure Labris is alright. And so, the incident came to a close. The following day, May 4th, time to say goodbye to Labris! Kirijo-san had stayed the night pursuing a follow-up investigation, and is going back to the city today. We learned that from none other than Labris, who had called us all wanting to say goodbye in person. And of course, we were obliged to see them off. At an intersection just outside the shopping district, we gathered by that oh-so-familiar limousine to exchange parting words with Labris. Hello, the White Rabbit, welcome!
I'm really sorry for causing you guys so much trouble.
What are you saying? I had a blast meeting you, Labby-chan!
Likewise, but I can't believe you didn't notice at all that Kirijo-san was searching high and low for you. You're so thick.
Prix.
That is mysterious. I wouldn't hesitate to answer the call of such a beautiful woman.
Ready?
It must have been because I was having so much fun talking with Labby-chan.
She
Ready?
never gives it a rest. So, what are you gonna do now, Labris?
If you need help, we don't mind sheltering you. Yukiko's house is a great hideout. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm planning on working with Mitsuru-san. We're gonna catch the scumbag who tried to use you guys. This time, it'll be me that's got your backs.
Sounds promising.
It sounds as though you found a place where you belong then.
Sure enough.
Come back anytime to hang out, okay? We'll be here for you.
Hello.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
Labris' expression is radiant. I turn around to see Kirijo-san and the others watching from inside the car with gentle smiles. I leave the circle gathered around Labris and approach Kirijo-san. There's something that I have to confide in her There's something that I have to confide in her after all this time.
I confess, I had known about the existence of the Shadow Operatives from the start.
As I thought. Well, considering what we've both been through, there's no need to keep it hidden from you anymore.
Why are you taking the lead even if it risks your life? A woman in your position needn't.
A great many people were hurt because of mistakes the Kirijo group made in the past. I won't let it happen again. To leave behind nothing that could jeopardize the future. That's my mission. More than that, it's a vow I made.
Yeah, and one of those people that got hurt was her best friend. I feel like she's speaking to someone else. Someone who's not here to hear her. Yeah, the guy that she may or may not have fallen in love with. Hello, Balaga, welcome. She then nods to me. The sincerity in her eyes is all the confirmation I need. In my line of business, you rarely come across people who actually speak what they mean. People I would call noble. She is one of the few. Her eyes show trust in me, and that makes me proud to know her as well.
You've been a real help. About the next step, though, I doubt you'll back down that easily.
Who knows? It's not my decision to make.
Definitely won't.
I gave a casual reply, and Kirijo-san shakes her head with a smile.
I understand that nothing I say can dissuade you, but I want you to be cautious.
Her expression turns serious. This is likely to be a personal warning about the investigation I should be keeping secret from her.
Of course, there are those within the Kirijo group who don't think as I do. There are no doubt a lot of dark secrets to be unearthed. The current Kirijo group has drifted away from the family businesses. I am only the founding family's daughter, not the strongest position.
Ooh, switching to Purloin. Do you want the exclamation mark to be before the word avatar? But I do approve of Purloin.
What an odd warning. It's as if you're showing compassion to your enemy. Well, I too personally hope you find success. You be careful too, Kirijo-san.
Just call me Mitsuru.
Of course, Mitsuru-san. Well, until next time.
What did I eat for lunch? You're just making mine late lunch, warming up some rice with your dirty rice pudding. Oh, that sounds good. Unfortunately, I got up really late because I was staying up late with my friend Ira Nixie during her egg lock that turned into a sleep lock. So I slept in pretty late. So I just had a breakfast sandwich for breakfast and haven't had lunch yet. I'll probably have dinner like in a bit, but I might see if we have any fish sticks left so that I can eat while playing.
You want to tell Fishing?
Yes. You didn't make it out of scratch or anything, just bought it yesterday at the grocery store? That's fine too. The car soon departs in the direction of the highway. You're trying to watch the stream in your living room, so basically you're watching it on your laptop. You're mainly watching it in your room. Oh, no worries. And if you need to lurk, that's also fine, but I still appreciate you being in chat.
Yep.
We watch
Lurking is always appreciated.
Yep, either or. We watch as Labris waves from the window, believing that one day we'll meet again. After seeing them off, we head to the food court at Juness. It's been a bit delayed, but it's time for you, Senpai's welcome back party. These last few days have been full of trouble, but I can't help but feel that some sort of fate has brought us together in the end. Soon the topic at hand changes to what you, Senpai, had said. We should reform the investigation team. Just as Mitsuru-san had predicted, it was the only natural reaction to what we had been through. Not a single one of us objects to the idea, and we all talk about our plans to continue. By the time we split up and I arrived home, it was close to midnight. But I sat at my desk and turned on my computer so that I may compile my report on the investigation.
What follows are my impressions of the organization called the Shadow Operatives, as well as their leader, Mitsuru Kirijo.
I love this shot.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, she looks super cute in this artwork. Like, I love this shot of Naoto. She's super cute, super pretty.
As a member of the Kirijo Group's founding family, Mitsuru Kirijo strongly wishes for the corporation's stigma to be cleared.
Staring at the computer one time. But it's actually Naoto.
Yeah, except that Naoto doesn't have her hair covering one eye.
True.
Yet the Shadow Operatives are not ultimately a means for her to clear this stigma. Her first priority is to protect and save those who are at risk. The way she handled the lost cargo in this case made that much clear. Though discarding it would have been more advantageous and it would have been simple to destroy in secret, she chose not to do so. She sees the restoration of the family honor as a byproduct of her true mission.
Make sure there's no space between the exclamation mark and the word avatar.
I will continue my secret investigation. It is apparent that the Kirijo group still harbors many dark secrets. Yet I must note that no matter how their internal affairs are worth watching, we need not trouble ourselves overseeing shadow operatives.
Yeah, just like what Meg just put in chat.
Mitsuru Kirijo does not shrink from the responsibilities she bears. We will never gain leverage over her based on her family's sins. Even if the true culprit behind this matter has ties to the Kirijo group, she will...
Oh, hello Kiara, welcome. Glad you made it home good. I stopped typing and delete the last sentence.
No, this report is no place for conjecture. I suspect this is only the beginning.
Alright, and the poll with 6 votes in has voted for Chie. So we're gonna do Chie next. And oh my goodness, I just realized I put Yosuke in twice. I meant to put in Yukiko.
I said that though.
Oh.
I literally said that. But it's fine.
Okay. I was gonna go with, I was gonna go with the order, but... Okay. Whose story should be next? And I'm gonna actually just copy that so I can paste it in later. Yukiko or Yosuke.
Make sure you actually use posted time instead of Yosuke again.
Yes, I actually put Yukiko in there this time. I'm sorry about that. But let's go ahead and do Chie. Continue from the cliffhanger.
Who the hell are you? Why are you after us?
We've come to take you in. Would it clear things up if I mention the name Kirijo?
Oh yeah, that's right. So in Chie's route, when she leaves off on the cliffhanger, Aki punches poor Kanji through the wall. Shadow glares hatefully at the guy in the cape. The red-caped guy takes off his hood and glares back at Miss President in her shadow. What? What does he mean by taking her in?
No! I'll never go back there!
And
Damn it! Get back here!
And dang it.
The girl suddenly runs out of the room, her shadow in hot pursuit. Hello, Zumi, welcome.
Wait! Ugh.
You okay there, Rocky?
He probably tripped over his own cape.
Oh, he tripped over Kanji.
Oh, never mind.
The guy in the cape tries to follow, but he trips over Kanji, who's still on the floor. Kanji mumbles something in his stupor. The girl and her shadow are incredibly fast. They left us just seconds ago, and I can't even see them anymore. The guy with the cape stands up, annoyed, and clicks his tongue. He just faceplanted, and he doesn't seem bothered by it? Doesn't that hurt? But aside from that...
Who are you, really? What did you do to Kanji-kun?
We had a battle between men. Could you turn down a challenge for the title of strongest man?
Aki, you're here for a mission.
Agreed.
Oh, these dang emperors. Hey,
Yeah.
Lumison, welcome.
Hey, listen.
Take Kanji out of the way. Huh? What's he talking about? What the heck are you up to, Kanji-kun? I have so many questions to ask that I don't know where to begin. The guy turns his back to me.
I need to go after them. You're better off forgetting what you just saw.
Whoa, wait a sec. That's all very well for you to say, but hey, I said wait!
Thank you, Meg, for dropping the link.
Welcome.
Without another word, he runs off. Talk about a one-sided conversation. Couldn't he have at least said his name?
That guy is so bizarre. I couldn't sense him approaching at all, and I can't track his presence now either.
Mise-chan bites her lip in frustration. She doesn't look well. She must have been concentrating hard this whole time. Of course, she's been under a lot of stress up until now. I need to let her rest a bit.
Hey, Rise-chan, take care of Kanji for me. Huh? Are you going after him?
Of course. Hello, Arya, welcome. You do not see anything coming like that. You'll never see it coming.
Of course. No way I can leave that red cape weirdo or Miss President be.
If she can't pursue them with her persona, then I'll catch up to them on foot. You need his name and his digits. Oh, Akihiko? That is Akihiko Sanada. Yep. The basics of police investigation are in the legwork after all. You better be ready for when I catch up with you, Mr. Red Cape. We'll just calls him Red Cape. He's the Red Cape guy. That's his new name. It's his own fault. After a bit of running around, I finally spot that suspicious cape during turning a corner in a hallway. He's really fast. I can barely keep up with him. But thankfully, the gym should be up ahead, even though there's no way to be sure of that here. Good, I can take him on from there.
Hold it right there, Buster!
My day's going alright. Managed to get a full night's sleep even after staying up late helping Nixie out. The guy stops to look back at me and frowns, but he doesn't attempt to run off again. Did he have a change of heart? I don't know what's going on, but now I can catch up with him.
You're gonna tell me what's going on! Who is that Labrys girl? Is she really a machine? And why are you after her? What are you gonna do once you catch her?
What good would knowing that do you?
What?
I'm here on a certain mission. You could even call it a duty. My resolution is nothing like yours, based on curiosity.
A duty?
He raps his knuckles on the air behind him, and there's a sound. Seems like there's another invisible wall keeping us from going on.
That ridiculous Grand Prix is still going on.
What? Wait, you mean...
I quickly turn around and check the section I just come through. When I reach out my hand, I feel a wall there.
We're trapped. So, like, Dewey...
Dang it, hot man in red cape hurting poor perfect Kanji. Yeah.
That's what you get for coming after me so recklessly. The rule that one opponent must be defeated is still in effect.
I mean, to be fair, it would have stopped Aki anyways. One of the tournament's rules, you can't leave if you don't fight and win. In other words, in order to keep following the girl, I have to fight this scary-looking dude. He slammed Kanji right through a wall. I'm sure this guy has to be a Persona user too. He said that he'd come to take her in. I'm guessing he came through a TV on his own too. Do I have a chance of beating this guy? No, I can't doubt myself. I have to do this. I muster up all my courage and square off against him.
Alright, I accept.
Huh. Why are you willing to go to such lengths to catch up to Labris?
Labris. So I guess that's Miss President's real name.
I don't know why. I just know that she was in pain. I don't know if my reasons are better or worse than yours, but I can't turn my back on her.
You can fix him. I mean, fair. Aki is a very good-looking man. And now that he's actually an adult, we can thirst after him as much as we want. He is legal. When I see that, his eyes get even stronger. I almost flinch, but I know that I can't look weak in front of this guy. I glare back at him. I've seen that look in people's eyes before. I've seen it in people acting with determination that never wavers in the eyes of my friends while we fought so hard all through last year. I can't look away from that strength of resolve. That's when his expression softens slightly and he answers.
Alright. To answer your questions, what you saw was the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. She was given a heart so she could use a persona.
A weapon? Then she really is a robot. But she's so cute. And she even sounds like a normal girl. Oh, so that's what her lost memories were about. And since she has a heart, she has a shadow too.
She has a shadow? Do you mean the thing where there's 2 of her?
Yup. I nod and tell him about how this world works, especially about the shadows. I'm not great at explaining things, but I've already told Labris not too long ago, so I should know what to say. I hope. The guy in the cape listens quietly, nodding now and then as if he understands everything I'm saying.
I get it now. The mastermind behind all this isn't Labris, but her shadow.
I think that's it anyway. She didn't have any memories and thought she was the student council president. But I wonder what's with this tournament. What could she have wished for to make this happen?
I have some suspicions about that. Labris may have been forced to do some inhumane things while she was in development.
Yep.
Her original circumstances may be related to the setup of this Grand Prix.
Then, this tournament is a reenactment of what Labris went through in her past?
Pretty much. Looks like you'll be alone. Yeah. Looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you. I recall what the shadow said. If that's what Labris had been feeling all this time.
She just wanted someone to understand how she felt. Is that it?
So that's why she made people fight against their friends? Because she had to do it in her past? But still, nobody could understand her. That may have been what the shadow was saying. I was doubting her too. I didn't even try to believe what she was saying. Even though my way of doing things wasn't great, Hold on a sec. Sorry, oven was beeping and I was trying to let Retta know that so she can grab whatever her dinner is. Even though my way of doing things wasn't great, I'm starting to get lost in my own thoughts. But the caped guy speaks up.
That's all I can tell you. If you still want to search for her, you'll have to defeat me to move on. What'll it be?
I
search for the right words within me. I need to think it through before I say anything. I could see the strength in his eyes, waiting for me to say the right thing. I can't say I'm doing this just because.
If Labris wished to make us go through what she went through, that means she wanted to be understood. She wanted someone to save her.
That's just your guess, though.
But if it's possible I'm right, then I can't abandon her. That's why I won't go back until I've saved her. Her heart is worth fighting for.
I'm looking straight into his eyes as I say this, and he smiles. But even though he's smiling, he suddenly seems a lot more menacing.
What's your name? Mine's Akihiko Sanada.
I'm Chie Satonaka, a 3rd year at Yasagami High.
I like the fire in your eyes. Then let's fight, and see whose passion comes out on top.
Alright, time to fight Akihiko.
Yep.
The two-fisted protein junkie versus the carnivore who's discarded womanhood. I haven't discarded it! I haven't! Oh, poor GA.
Final. Fight.
Alright. The boxer versus the kung fu. I almost call her master, but she's not a master. Kung fu specialist. We'll call her a specialist. I think it's fair to call her a specialist.
Give it. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Come on, let me. Okay, that works too. I was trying to do the grapple.
KO'd.
Illinois, welcome. What the? Don't think, feel. Phew. That was a hard fight. But
I won?
Looks like it.
I won. Akihiko-san stands up and quietly speaks to me.
Tell me, Chie, what are you gonna do when you get to Lapras?
What'll I do when I get to her? I need to answer this properly, too. Now that I've won, I can't half-bake anything.
I'm gonna apologize for saying such awful things to her. But that's not all. I want to talk to her. Really come to an understanding with her. Even if things are too painful for you to endure on your own, you can still overcome them if you have friends to help.
My persona was stronger than his red flags. The only red flag he has is his cape. Aki's a good guy, though. He is. He treats women with respect. Like, if you play through Persona 3 Portable in the female route, like, there's another character, Junpei, and he can get a little sexist, but he's like, wait, you're making her the leader? And he's like, what does that matter? What does her gender have to do with anything? It's like, we stan a man who believes in equal rights.
I know that. And I want to show her that too. That's why I won't let her be alone. No matter what.
It's no good. I wanted to be strong and straightforward, but my feelings got ahead of my brain. I couldn't say it the way I wanted to. He also doesn't underestimate Chie for being a girl either. And whenever she impresses him, he's like, yeah, you're impressive. And he never says she's impressive for a girl. He's just like impressed. He's like actually impressed with her. He loves him even more now. Yup. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but that's honestly how I feel. I stand there sheepishly, but Akihiko's expression softens and he smiles. It's not the same as the determined smile he had before. This is a kind one.
You remind me a little of my friends.
Your friends?
I'm sure you'll be able to do the right thing. Do what your heart tells you.
With that, he takes off his cape and sits on the ground. He hasn't said anything more, but I can tell what he means. Hurry up and go in my place. That's what he's saying, right?
Okay. Thank you very much.
I thanked him before I realized what I was saying. I mean, Akihiko believed in me. Even though we just met, he's placing his faith in me. I may not be the best talker. We've communicated with our fists, and we've come to an understanding. Then all we can do now is run. My legs, my heart, everything feels light. I should be able to reach out to that girl now for sure. Yeah, I love Aki. He's awesome.
I finally made it back.
It's funny how the Emperor Arcanas are just amazing. While I was on the way, Rise-chan contacted me. Lapras and her shadow seems to have returned to the announcement room together. If they're together, then it most likely means that Lapras has been taken captive by the shadow. If they're in the same place, then Akihiko and I were made to fight just to buy them time. Luckily, Rise-chan says that she's already escaped to a different room. She's complaining about how heavy Kanji-kun is too. Hey Viking Warrior, welcome! Yeah, we're doing alright. I guess he hasn't woken up yet. In any case, when I open this door, it'll be a one-on-one battle against the shadow. I take a deep breath and open the door.
Miss Lapras? Are you here?
That man told you to come here, didn't he?
The moment I enter, a sharp voice calls out to me. I see the speaker standing alone in the center of the room. Is she the shadow? No, this is Lapras herself. Of course, her shadow has to be watching from somewhere close by, too. I can't let my guard down.
No, he didn't. I came here because I wanted to.
You just want to capture me like all the others. Well...
Lapras reaches for the battle axe attached to her back. I can see in her eyes that she's serious about this.
Lapras, I didn't come here to fight you.
I'm never going back there. I never want to get put through that again. I'm gonna run away. Just you watch me. If anyone gets in my way, I'll stomp them all.
It's no use. She's not listening. She's completely worked up. It must be because her past was so painful. But I need her to calm down right now. I brace myself for the fight and get ready.
I'm sorry. I can't stop now. There's something I need you to know.
Skip the dialogue and go to fighting? Well, that's part of the reason why we're doing all of this. So, no, we're not going to skip the dialogue. We'll skip the cutscenes because we've seen the cutscenes already. But we're not going to skip the dialogue because the dialogue is different each time. Didn't know I played Persona games? Oh yeah, we play Persona every Sunday. That's why it's called Sunday.
Seriously? Don't count me out.
Yeah, Sundays are always dedicated to Persona. And tomorrow we'll be doing another members only stream, which we should be finishing the P4 route of Persona Q. We did the P3 route for publicly for everybody, but the P4 route is members only. There I play this as well. Ow! Alright, there we go. Don't think, feel.
Why? Why won't anyone understand? Lapras, I wanted to...
I kneel down to talk to Lapras, who's on the floor. The scenery beyond the glass wall begins to distort. This... Oh, this is different. We didn't see this animation before. Nope, it's per Sunday. Persona per Sunday. If we see that animation again, we'll skip it, but that's our first time seeing that one. Oh, you know what? They might only show that for Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko, because we didn't see that for you either. What is this? It's so horrifying that I almost fell backwards. These things shaped like people are hanging everywhere. There's a giant furnace-like object in the center, and more of the things crammed into it like trash. What in the world is this? Don't tell me. Is this what Lapras has kept hidden inside her heart? When I come back to my senses, I notice that the shadow has appeared behind Lapras.
Don't you get it? That'll never happen. You! Of course Chie-san's angry. You did lie to her after all. And wow, you didn't hesitate for a second to attack her.
So you do want her to suffer then. You want to make her go through what you did, right? That's not true! You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through, right? That's why we're in a school having a fighting tournament. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand.
When's Pokemon? We just played Pokemon yesterday.
That ain't true!
Labrys clutches her head. I try to reassure her, but nothing I say seems to reach her. It's like the shadow is the only voice she can hear. The shadow twists its mouth into a smile and continues whispering into Labrys' ear.
But it was all for nothing. It just left you more of an outcast than ever. It's all right, though. I'll take care of everything from here. You are me, after all. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did.
Stop it! That's all a lie. You're not me.
Labrys, no!
You can't be me! Finally! You finally said it! Now, I can be myself!
Alright, and skip, because that's the same as before. A shadow going berserk. No matter how many times I see it, it's still overwhelming. But now isn't the time to think about stuff like this. Labrys goes limp and falls to the floor. I stand between her and the shadow to protect her.
It's okay. Just wait for me.
I'm exhausted from today's series of battles. The shadow has an immense power. And even worse, I'm all alone in this fight. It's unlike anything from last year. But I'm surprisingly confident in myself. Of course I'm nervous, but I have strong resolve and it makes up for any fear I might have. I mean, this is my wish after all. It's my dream too.
I'll make sure to protect you. If this is about wanting to protect someone, I damn well won't lose.
So now we fight Shadow Labrys. Alright. So this probably means that there's not going to be another fight during the meetup.
Finally! Fight!
You probably just have to dodge her attacks and then wait for Fuka to come along and save her. There we go. Nope. You're not getting the best of me this time. Ironically, I'm having an easier time against the Shadow than I am against Labrys without her persona.
It's over.
Shadow finally stops moving. I also sink to my knees as the tension drains out of me. Labrys is safe. She's still trembling behind me, but at least she's not hurt. I was able to protect her, right?
Why? Huh? Why did you protect me? Weren't you mad?
Of course not. Yeah, I can't blame her for thinking that. I was really angry back then, after all. I didn't even try to understand what Labrys was feeling. But seeing Labrys with that blank look on her face is funny for some reason. I can't help but laugh.
I wasn't mad at all. Actually, it's you who should be mad at me. I said so many awful things to you. I'm really sorry.
I could never be angry at you. I'm the one who did all those awful things.
Labrys looks over to her shadow. You've never seen a Persona game like this before? Well, this is a spin-off from Persona 4 as well as Persona 3, but it's mainly focused on Persona 4. So it's a continuation of both of the games, but it's also a fighting game instead of a turn-based RPG like Persona games normally are. There's pain on her face. I wonder if she still can't completely accept her shadow. No, of course she can't. It's not something that you can just accept without a lot of soul searching. She'd spent this whole time being tormented by what the shadow represented. Considering that Labrys seems like a serious person, she might be the type to think that everything is her responsibility. But that's not true. There's no need for her to bear this alone. I want to tell her that so badly right now.
Hey, about this Grand Prix. I mean, yeah, it was tough, but it wasn't all bad.
Huh?
It taught me a lot of important things.
My weakness. The ambiguity of the dream I embraced. And I also was able to remember again the fact that I'm not alone. Just as the shadow said, my weak self may never completely disappear, but I can face that. I mean, I have friends with me after all. I'm not alone. That's why I'll be alright. I'll overcome it no matter how many times I need to form now. No matter how many times I need to from now on.
That's why I want to thank you. And your other self over there, too. I still don't know what kind of pain you've been through, so tell me about it. I want you to tell me everything, like how you feel and what you're thinking.
Tell you about myself?
Water break.
I'll listen. If you have something that's too painful to bear alone, then let's work it out together.
Together? I'm not alone anymore?
Nope. I nod back to her. After hearing my words, Labrys finally looks up and looks to her other self. She's still trembling, but she isn't looking away anymore. I was so bad at explaining myself, but I think she understands what I was trying to say. Labrys stands up and walks towards her other self. I watch her as she walks over to the shadow, standing tall. Her posture tells me how she feels. It says, I'm alright now. I'm sorry I left you alone all this time. No, you're all me after all. Now that Labrys has accepted herself, she turns towards me. That's when she finally smiles. It's a smile from the bottom of her heart that I can tell she's never shown to anyone before. It makes my heart, it makes even my heart skip a beat. Man, this girl is really pretty. She is a lesbian side, well, bisexual side coming through. I take Labrys with me, and we go to get everyone who's been trapped by the walls created by the tournament rules. Since the real mastermind is gone, the invisible walls have disappeared, and everyone should be free now. We go around to each place. So instead of everybody meeting up on the roof, Chie and Labrys just go around collecting everyone. Yukun, Yosuke, Yukiko, and Teddy. Rise-chan brought Kanji, who'd finally woken up. And even Naoto-kun showed up, and she shouldn't even be here. She told us that she just happened to be back in town because of the job she was doing. Kind of, yeah. Eventually, we all got to the school's rooftop as a big group. When we opened the door to the rooftop area, we see something surprising. This isn't the rooftop at all. Instead, the area before us is that studio-like place we had used as the entrance area to the TV world during the case last year. It should have disappeared after that, but it looks like it got restored when Labrys entered the TV world and the school was created. True, once the Midnight Channel started airing again, people would start taking an interest like last year. So maybe that's why this studio place came back. Still, the investigation team is back together again. This would be the perfect time. Labrys was hiding behind me, but I reach around and shove her in front of me towards my friends.
I have someone to introduce to you guys. This here is Labrys-chan.
Chie-san?
I explain everything that's happened to everyone. I tell them that Labrys is a victim of the events that took place here. And even though she has an obviously mechanical body, her heart is that of a human. Her shadow had come out of her and was the one who masterminded this tournament. But Lapras has accepted it, and everything's been solved. And everything else that I've been forgetting right here. This is the third time today that I've explained all this, so I think I've gotten pretty good at it. Lapras looks anxious while I talk, but the first one to speak up after I'm done is Yukun. I expected as much. He is our leader after all.
That must have been tough. You feeling okay?
Huh?
Having a shadow come at you is pretty draining. Seriously, I was ready to collapse for a few days when it happened to me.
It's amazing that you're able to stand like that on your own.
Lapras looks between me and everyone else with utter surprise. No one minds Lapras, and they keep trying to talk to her, all speaking at the same time.
Could it be because she's a mech? Wow! Isn't it cool for a mech like her to have a heart?
I can't think of any way it could be weirder than an idol, a detective, and a tame shadow, but here we are.
I don't know. I think Teddy was even crazier. The way he grew a body inside of himself from scratch.
True.
I am more intrigued by her than Teddy, though. May I examine your internal workings for a bit?
Naoto.
Now-chan, if you're going to touch anyone's internal workings, do
Teddy!
With all due respect, I shall have to decline.
Teddy, we will shove you back in that closet. Don't think that we won't.
In that closet he shall be.
Man, I don't blame her for going all quiet right now. I tap Lapras on the shoulder, seeing that she's at a loss for words.
What's wrong, Lapras?
Oh, well, I thought that everyone would be angrier.
Nah. That's what I thought. But, Lapras, you got it all wrong.
What would we be angry about?
Oops, sorry.
Now that it's over, it wasn't all that bad.
Ooh, the battle to decide the strongest man was pretty intense, though.
Is that what it was about?
Well, they may be taking it in stride a little more than is normal, but no one would hate you, Lapras.
Lapras looks at each person's face. Everyone's smiling, aren't they? I'm not lying.
Chie-san, thank you so much.
I guess it was more like, everyone's smiling, aren't they? They're not lying.
Jeez, you're so formal. You can just call me Chie. We're friends, remember?
Friends.
You can just call me Yukiko, too.
And you can just call me Prince Teddy.
No.
That's longer than your real name, though.
Go back to the Wild Kingdom where you belong. Oh, would the carnivore like to join him?
What did you call me? Go back to the Disappointment Ranger Ressentiment hideout.
Ho ho
You got it all
ho!
wrong. Ressentiment is French. Malt is pronounced completely different from the man in Featherman.
It seems he's smarter than he looks.
Naoto! Sheesh. We're wrapping up everything so well, and then Yosuke has to go on about stupid stuff. If we keep sniping at each other like this, Lapras is just going to pull back into her shell. We just got her talking. Or so I thought. Lapras bursts out into laughter. That alone warms my heart. The case is finally over. The realization is finally hitting me. As I sigh in relief, some more people appear behind us.
Looks like everything's working out nicely.
That red cape. It's Akihiko-san. Could the other two ladies with him be his friends? I sense Lapras go tense next to me. That's right. She said that he was going to take her back. Or he said. I step forward, as if protecting Lapras. Not that I'm making a scene about it, but just in case.
So you're Satonaka. Akihiko told me about you. I'm Mitsuru Kirijo. In a way, you could say that I'm Labras's handler.
The beautiful woman in the coat introduces herself. Kirijo? That sounds familiar. Didn't Akihiko-san mention that name too?
I'm Aigis. Thank you so much for saving my older sister.
Older sister? Then are you Labras's younger sister?
Wait, then are you a machine, too?
Yes.
Yep.
I too am a robot.
Aiga-san smiles. I take a closer look at her, and it's true! Her body is mechanical just like Labrys! Wow! All these robot girls running around. This is so futuristic! Who in the world made something like them? Wait a sec. Kirijo? Does that mean the Kirijo group, Kirijo? That's a seriously gigantic corporation! And if that's her last name, then... Oh, shoot! These people are from a completely different world than the rest of us. I unconsciously stand up straighter. No, I can't lose my nerve. I have to make sure I stand my ground. I can't let them take Labrys away.
Chie-chan, it's okay.
Just as I open my mouth with resolution, Labrys stops me as she guessed what I was going to say. She steps around from behind me. Then she steps forward towards Mitsuru-san and the others.
You've come to take me away, yeah? I'm ready.
Labrys?
Chie-chan, I can't ask for anything more. I've made so many friends, and you've all accepted me. I'll be okay now.
But if you're caught, that's not okay.
She went through so much pain, and we just became friends too. I want to spend more time laughing with her. I squeeze Labrys' hand. Labrys looks slightly troubled, a heart-rending face that looks like she might cry, that she might be crying and smiling all the same.
I'm sorry to interrupt the heated discussion, but I have no intentions of sealing you away.
Huh?
Your shadow going berserk was an irregularity caused by this world. It wasn't due to any malfunction in you. Luckily, because of what happened, you are now in complete control of your persona. Isn't that so, Akihiko?
Yeah, that's right.
Akihiko-san nods along with Mitsuru-san's words. Huh? Do with my fists, so I begin swinging them aimlessly. We saved her, and she was so happy. Why did she have to be put through this?
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. You shouldn't get involved in this any further. From here on, leave this to us.
Wait a sec! After what that
Jerk.
bastard did to us, you're telling us to butt out?
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
But...
I'm so irritated that I can't put my thoughts into words. Mitsuru-san may be right, but that doesn't do anything for my feelings. I mean, if some jerk's going to say that a person's heart has no meaning, I can't just let them get away with it. I'm buffering on your end? Uh-oh. Yeah, it says it's not receiving enough. Uh-oh. You gonna go eat supper? Okay. Hopefully whatever this is will fix itself in a bit. But I'd say that's probably a good thing that I was planning on running to the bathroom really quick after this. So let's finish this up. You guys could probably pause it for a minute and, let it buffer. Hopefully it'll fix itself soon.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh?
I'm about to shout at Mitsuru-san, but Yukun stops me. We should just get out of here. I know what he's getting at, but... Yes, I'm completely exhausted. And I did fight some seriously intense battles one after another. And some of us, like Rise-chan, have been stuck in this world for so long that I'm sure she's at her limits. I mean, thinking rationally, I know that we should go back home. Still...
Labrys.
Seeing Labrys unconscious in Aigus' arms wounds me. Isn't there anything we can do for Labrys? Do we have to say goodbye like this? I look towards Yukun once more when he winks at me.
Huh? What?
It's better now? Okay, that's good. Yeah, YouTube's been giving a lot of people a similar issue to that lately. I don't think it's just me. When we return to the real world, all the energy that had been powering me so far drains away, and I begin staggering. Hey, Ghost, welcome! Everyone else appears to be in a similar state, and we immediately go our separate ways without much discussion. I went straight home and fell into bed, but I couldn't get to sleep. All these feelings are swirling around inside me, and I can't sort them out. Sheesh. Look at it, it's a number. I should ignore it. It doesn't bother me that I'm getting a call right now. I decide to pick up. Lo and behold, the voice I hear is... Labrys! The call said to meet at a certain location the next morning. When I arrived, I saw an amazing limousine parked on the plain country road. I was buffering on your end, but now you're not back to normal. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. It's just... This thing is so long, it's insane. Even if this was a movie, it would have to be a comedy because nobody would believe that a car this long and sleek would exist in real life. Can it even turn a corner? It's hard to see through the windows of this ridiculous limo. I could see 4 people who are just as remarkable in the car itself. Labrys had called me last night, and the people in the car were Mitsuru-san's group. Seems like you came at the perfect time then, right? Break, right?
Labrys!
When I call out to her, Labrys immediately gets out of the car. Mitsuru-san, Akihiko-san, and Aiga-san follow as well. Oh, and she's not carrying that axe on her back. I imagine that would be hard to get into a car with that thing.
I'm sorry for calling you here all of a sudden, but they told me we'd be leaving already.
The follow-up is over, after all. Our work here is done.
He's got the hood up. I don't remember him having his hood up in the other routes.
I'm glad to hear that, Master.
Master?
Actually, I spoke a bit with Akihiko-san on the phone last night, too. When I thanked him for helping us persuade Mitsuru-san, all he said wasn't anything special. I only did what was necessary. Dang, what an awesome thing to say. I mean, to be fair, she started calling him Master in Persona Q, so this was probably just a reflex of hers to start calling him Master. During that little chat, I became convinced that what a person is striving for is very similar to my own goals. Oh, that what this person is striving for. That's why I'm going to call him Master. I'll look up to him as an ideal until I can match his strength and resolve.
I told you to stop calling me that.
No, you're my master. Though, I gotta admit, part of me has just always wanted to say macho things like that.
But you're not a man.
A true man isn't bound by his sex.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Akihiko.
I see. My apologies.
Your leap of logic is so extreme it could reach the moon.
Labrys giggles at seeing our banter. I can't help but smile as well. He sounds embarrassed, but maybe a little happy too. Still,
You're going with them too, Labrys?
to be honest, I wanted to be with her more. But if I said such things, it would just trouble Labrys, so I swallowed those words. Labrys speaks to me as such things are going through my mind.
Yeah. I decided I'm gonna work with Mitsuru-san and then I'm gonna find whoever it was that set you all up and catch him myself. I won't let any danger come to you guys. So, this is just a short farewell.
Labrys.
You felt like so engripped.
Labrys.
You felt like so engripped my heart. Labrys has been through so much worse than we have. All the problems she's had to face, yet she's going to fight for us? Whoever this culprit is, they can't be allowed to get away with doing this to her. Labrys has such a kind heart. For them to treat her like some object is just unforgivable. My happiness for Labrys, my anger at the jerk who had controlled her, my frustration at not being able to help. I feel tears in my eyes. I look down, not wanting her to see me cry. A large hand slaps me on the back.
Your passion had a real effect on Labrys. You should be more proud.
Master!
A true man is only allowed to cry when he loses his wallet.
Oh, okay. That caught me off guard.
Yes, Master!
That's a rather shallow occasion for tears. Did something happen to you during your trip?
It's true that the mental scars one would face if one lost one's wallet in an unknown land halfway across the globe would be immeasurable.
Ah, there they are. Hey!
Our friends have gathered around us. Of course, I told everyone about the phone call I'd gotten from Lapras.
You could have stayed a little longer, you know?
Seriously, we got a whole week off and we didn't get to hang out at all.
It's truly a shame. Well, until next time.
Until we meet again.
Lapras is smiling, surrounded by all of us. My passion had a real effect on Lapras. That's what Master said, but I don't think it's entirely true. Lapras changed because of her own will. She seriously wished that she was understood. That's why her wish came true. I think that's all there is to it.
We should get going.
At Mitsuru-san's signal, the limousine engine turns on. It's time for them to leave. Lapras' face clouds over. Sheesh, looks like I gotta say something.
No, a true man wouldn't cry.
I make a bright smile. Lapras also smiles, then enters the limo. I said limbo. Bye, Lapras. As the car takes off, Lapras sticks her head out the window and yells loudly.
Hey, Chie! I'm really glad that I met you, Chie!
Oh, it's no use. I'm the one who told her not to cry. Lapras is smiling just like I told her. Looks like I won't be a true man today.
I'll see you!
Oh, Chie. After seeing them off, we held the long-postponed reunion party for Yukun. We were all feeling a little down after having to say farewell to Lapras. That immediately picked our spirits back up. We were so happy that everyone was able to get together like this. We thought that it was impossible, and there was one more happy surprise. Also, this doesn't mean that we won't be able to see Lapras again. I stretch out and look up at the sky. Yup, Golden Week starts for us today. Later that night.
Dear Akihiko-san.
Aww.
That doesn't feel right.
I crumple up yet another piece of paper and throw it into the trash can. I just can't figure out how to start this letter. I'm not really good at writing letters.
Oh, maybe it's too formal.
All those how to write professional business letters articles I've looked up online really aren't very helpful. I take a deep breath and...
To my master. Ooh, much better.
I relax and my pen flows the wishes of my heart. Or follows. I don't have the best penmanship, but I think it's a lot nicer to get a handwritten letter than an email.
How have you and Lapras been? I've been well. I've been doing my best while remembering what you said to me on that day.
Aw.
Do you remember? You told me that I would be able to do the right thing.
Water break.
That made me want to become a police officer even more. So, in order to catch the culprit, me and the investigation team are... Oh, crap! Phew! That was close. I'm supposed to keep that a secret from him.
You're going to find the one who had been using Lapras. In other words, such a convincing actor, I can't go spilling the beans in a letter. But to lie to Master... No, I have to lie to him. I can't let him find out no matter what. I crumple up the piece of paper again and throw it away.
I guess this really isn't my thing. I'll give it another try tomorrow.
I will be able to do the right thing. I'm going to believe in those words and do my best to live up to them. I really want him to know that. Next to the letter is a Police Academy entrance exam guide. I bought this a long time ago, but haven't even touched it since I bought it. I've gotta face that someday, too. When I look at the clock, I realize it's already past midnight.
Oh, yeah. So sleepy. Oh. Since Yukon's with us again, we've gotta give what we decided on our best shot. Investigating on our own, huh?
Oh, she sounds like she's falling asleep. I stand up from my chair and stretch out, then fall onto my bed. It's so fluffy. I can't stop myself from immediately drifting off into sleep.
I'll do my best to...
Oh, Chie. My future. What I want to protect. An enemy we must fight. There's so much that I need to think about. I'm not good at thinking, and there's probably going to be a lot of things that don't go as we plan. I just need to concentrate on one thing at a time. Even if something doesn't go well, I shouldn't let it get to me. Yes, because I have friends, I know I can go on.
Along with my friends.
Oh, Chie. And that's the end. Alright, so I'm going to go reg the restroom and grab my laundry. It's buffering again. Okay, well, I would say give it a minute. Let me go ahead and end the poll. Looks like we are overwhelmingly doing Yukiko after this. So, just load it there, and then... start the poll. Whose story should be next? So we've got... Yosuke... And now there should be just enough left to put everybody in here. Yosuke, Teddy, Aki, Hiko, and I guess. Alright, so I'll go ahead and leave that poll there, and I will be back in a sec. and YouTube is still telling me that it's having issues maintaining smooth streaming, so hopefully it won't continue to cause problems, but we'll have to see. And when I came back, my computer was doing something really weird. It was like adjusting the size of all my windows, and it's like, that's weird. So, alright. Well, let's go ahead and get to Yukiko now. We're gonna start from the cliffhanger.
Anti-Shadow? Labrys?
That was what Miss President said. Miss President is now completely different. Where she had arms and legs before is now metal. Her form was now exactly the same as the Shadow, including all the mechanical parts.
All systems are clear. Commencing elimination.
Miss President then swings a giant axe in with ease and begins fighting against my Shadow. That's amazing. That's the only word that comes to mind. She transformed from cowering girl into a robot who was trading blows with the Shadow in an instant. And she doesn't even have a persona.
I can't believe this. You completely shut off your ego. So you don't care if you live or die as long as you don't have to face up to what you really are? How ignorant are you?
The Shadow growls and then destroys the announcement room door to escape outside. Miss President follows suit.
Miss President!
She doesn't acknowledge my voice in the slightest. Excuse me. She doesn't acknowledge my voice in the slightest. I'm left dumbfounded in the room, and I try to think about what I just saw. Miss President isn't human? But that can't be. She's not an enemy? Yep, because Mitsuru also has healing powers.
No way! You can use a persona?
She just doesn't get as much healing as Yukiko does.
Actually, I didn't sense you at all. Who are you?
Well, since you've all become unavoidably involved with this, I'll at least tell you who I am. My name is Mitsuru Kirijo. In a way, I'm the one responsible for this commotion.
A persona user besides us? Wait, I feel like I've heard the name Kirijo before.
What do you mean you're responsible for this? Do you also know the reasons behind what happened a moment ago?
I'm sorry, but there's only so much I'm at liberty to tell you. Though it's only natural for you to have your doubts, I'll try and answer to the best of my ability.
Mitsuru-san sighs before telling us about the sequence of events leading up to now. Even though it was simplified, what she told us came as a huge shock. She told us that shadows not only appear in the TV world, but that there were cases where shadows appear in the real world. On top of that, there's a never-ending battle, and Mitsuru-san is leading an organization created to fight those battles. And one of the weapons created for those battles was Labrys. That would be Miss President, who was with us until a moment ago. Oh wait, I had a feeling I heard the name Kirijo before. The Kirijo group? It's not just a It's not just a stock brokerage. It's a huge corporation that manufactures a lot of things. Hello, Vlogs.
Hey, Vlog.
And if her last name is Kirijo, then does that mean this giant corporation is? And she's? And oh, there are too many possibilities that just opened up here. I need to just slow everything down for a moment. After I stop for a second, I think about everything again. The most shocking information is that
I can't believe this. A machine made with a heart so it could use a persona.
Well, we did just see it in action.
I understand that it's hard to believe, but I'm not lying to you. It's the truth. Of course, I didn't expect a shadow to emerge from her like that.
Mitsuru-san continues on after looking us straight in the eye.
You should leave the rest of this to us. It's all right if you back out now.
Her words have an air of authority to them. She seems very strong-willed. This person also seems to be well aware of the gravity of the situation. Mitsuru-san is right, though. Ordinary high school students like us probably shouldn't be involved in a case like this. Even though she healed Yukun, I'm still worried about his condition. And excuse me, sorry. And I also worry about the other friends I left behind earlier as well. Still...
I understand what you're saying, but I can't leave Miss President like this.
What? Why not?
From what you told us, it seems like she was created only to fight. But I can't claim that this has nothing to do with me. The way she talked was just like a normal girl.
This president was suffering. Even if she was a robot created only for fighting, I can't leave her after being bleh. I can't leave her.
What?
I can't leave her be after seeing her so emotional. She's not just a robot anymore.
And I promised her that once we got to the bottom of this, we'd go out and have fun together. I can't break that promise. If she has a heart, that's all the more reason I can't turn my back on her.
That's right. It doesn't matter if she's a machine. She and I were able to relate to each other. And Miss President protected us. If she's suffering right now, then I want to be by her side and support her. This may seem like nothing more than an emotionally fueled plea coming from an unrelated high school student to Mitsuru-san, but I still don't want to back down.
I'd like to make a request too. Will you take Yukiko with you?
Yukon?
Don't worry about us. You need to save Labrys right now.
That's right, Yukiko-senpai. You gotta do your best in our place.
Yukon, Issei-chan, thank you. Mitsuru-san looks at us waiting tensely and furrows her brow, and then speaks up.
If you're still concerned about Labrys despite knowing the dangers involved, then I won't stop you.
Thank you.
But we can't waste any more time. Let's go.
Coming.
Mitsuru-san takes the lead and exits the announcement room. I sprint after her. Yukon and Issei-chan cheer going to do something in the future. And not given the
about it.
Yep, and not being given the choice to decide for yourself. I follow Mitsuru-san and chase after Labrys. The invisible walls are still interfering. Trying to chase down someone without being able to go where you want is really annoying. We are eventually led to one of the empty classrooms, and Mitsuru-san's face gets gloomy.
Another one of those invisible walls.
Mitsuru-san reaches towards the exit to test it out and knocks on thin air. Does that mean... I reach towards the door we just passed through. Another invisible wall. I can see outside, but we can't leave.
Oh no, does this mean...
Yep.
Ugh, the tournament rules are still in effect, it seems. She plans to make us fight each other. I should have seen this coming.
Mitsuru-san draws a thin sword on her waist and says, well, it looks like this can't be helped. Don't tell me, do I have to fight against Mitsuru-san now? Even though her sword is pointed at me, I can't take up a defensive stance either. Seeing me like that, Mitsuru-san furrows her brow. She's turned completely cold, unlike a moment ago.
If she's trying to buy time, that means the situation can still get worse. We don't have much time. Let's settle this.
Mitsuru-san!
Is that as far as you're willing to go? Wasn't there something you wanted to protect?
What I want to protect. That's right. I made the decision to come with her because I wanted to save Miss President. No, Labrys. But to fight against someone I just met for no reason? Mitsuru-san must have sensed my lack of determination, because her expression becomes even more stern.
Let me clear up any misunderstanding you may harbor. All responsibilities regarding Labrys devolve to me. I respect her feelings, but I can't allow people's lives to be put at risk. If all else fails, destroying her is also an option.
She's saying this to goad her.
Destroying her?
Yep.
If your desire to protect her is real, you can prove it by beating me. But if you won't fight, then keep trembling where you are, and I'll settle this very quickly indeed.
Oh boy! She's not seeing this as a threat. Mitsuru-san's expression is truly serious. If it comes down to it, this person really has the resolve to destroy Labrys. Then I need to make up my mind too. I must resolve to fight, to protect her.
I'll fight.
There you
Whatever
go.
I think, if only one of us can move on, it should be whoever's stronger.
Now that's what I was hoping to hear. Of course, whether or not you can best me is another matter.
Mitsuru, you're weak to fire. I sense the strong power from Mitsuru-san's persona, but I don't want to lose. I'm fighting for Lapras.
Here we go.
Not that weaknesses and resistances actually have any say in this game, though.
Imagine if it did, though. That'd be broken.
Yeah. Especially with Naoto not having any weakness. She just resists dark and light.
For you.
Through?
There we go. No, come on. Stop it.
Ow.
For you.
Oh my.
I know how to throw the fan. I know that Yukiko can. Oh my goodness, I died.
Not yet.
Oh my goodness, this is close.
Fight to the bitter
This
end.
is going to be close.
Very close.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, we almost got executed. We almost got executed. Oh boy.
By no joke,
Well
by
done.
little
You
queen
have
of
proven your
execution.
resolve.
Yup. Upon saying so, Mitsuru-san smiles. It seems that the sternness she had before the fight wasn't genuine.
Now, go after her. I'm confident that you can salvage her heart.
Even though she had spoken about destroying her like an object before the fight, she just said her heart. Could it be?
Did you let me win on purpose?
I object to the question. I don't indulge people in critical situations like this.
Look, I played till Beth.
And yet she's giving her that face. Yeah, she's right. The stern words Mitsuru-san said before we fought may have actually been an attempt at kindness on her part. Me going forward instead of her means that if worst comes to worst, I will have to execute the painful decision instead of Mitsuru-san. If you think of it like that, going on purpose wouldn't be kind at all. Or losing on purpose wouldn't be kind at all. I chide myself for having such soft thoughts. Saving someone's life isn't something that you can do half-heartedly. It was the same with last year's case, too. Since I fought Mitsuru-san and won, I must accomplish this no matter what.
Okay, then I'm going now. And I'm coming back with Lapras no matter what.
That's the spirit. I'm counting on you, Amagi.
I turn my back towards Mitsuru-san and run out of the classroom. I hurry and try to make my way to Lapras as quickly as possible. Alright. I proceed down the hallway once again, led by invisible walls. As I make my way, I notice I'm being led back to the announcement room, where I'd rushed out of not long before. What's the meaning of this? The door that was destroyed earlier is back to normal, and I don't see Yukun or Rise-chan around either. I try opening the door. I need to figure out what's going on. Alright. Oh, yep, and we saw that before, so we can skip that.
What's going on?
I feel like I'm going insane. When I open the door, the scene beyond the window is completely changed. There are tons of grotesque things that are shaped like people. This seems entirely different from the announcement room from earlier. Lapras and her shadow are fighting within the sinister red world and trying to destroy each other.
Lapras, please wake up!
There's no light in Labras's eyes. She's expressionless, like she really is a machine. She looks entirely different from when she had called herself student council president. Is this Labras's true form? No, that's not it.
You don't have to fight like that! Don't act like you're a machine!
Lapras, who notices my voice, takes distance from her shadow and turns to me. Her expression is still robotic.
Analyzing voice print. Identity confirmed as Yukiko Amagi.
She's talking like she did when she first woke up.
Yukiko. Amagi.
We made a promise to each other. You just have to be yourself.
Yukiko-san?
Labrys's eyes look different now. They're not the eyes of a machine anymore. They're the eyes of the Labrys that I've come to know in this short time. But once she drops her mechanical nature, her precise mechanical movements lose her rhythm. The shadow who had been watching us distorts her lips into a smirk and seizes upon this opening.
Oh, really? After she lied to you and used you all this time?
That's not...
First, you deceived her by acting human. And now that things aren't going your way, you've decided to be a machine instead? Why don't you just give it up? Just tell everyone how you really feel. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through, right? That's why we're in a school having a fighting tournament. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand.
No! That wasn't my wish at all!
The shadow glares at me with as much hate as she can muster. Labrys looks towards me as well, and her face scrunches up into a ball of sadness. I want my pain to be understood. The shadow made us friends fight against each other in this TV world because Labrys wished for it to happen? Does that mean Labrys was forced to fight against those who were close to her too? Just because she's a weapon? I don't think I can ever truly say that I understand how she feels. But
it's all right. I don't know what happened to you in the past, but whatever it was, it doesn't define you. I understand that much at least.
Understand? What could you possibly understand? All you've got is some cheap, self-righteous pity.
For a second there, I really thought she was gonna swear, and I was just preparing myself to censor, but it's like, nope, she didn't say it. Okay.
That's not true.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It sounded like she was about to. I'm like, oh, wait, nope.
Yep. It's not cheap. I know. I've seen Labrys' kind expressions. How Labrys is no different from an ordinary girl.
Please stop! I've had enough!
My words still don't reach Labrys. The shadow ridicules Labrys, who is trembling and cannot stop and cannot move.
Oh, yeah? Then let me take over from here. I'll destroy everyone who pretends to understand, just like you did before.
Stop!
Upon hearing Labrys' voice, the shadow's face contorts into glee. That's when I finally figured it out. No, that's not right. I didn't figure it out, I remembered. I should have realized it much sooner. A shadow's true objective. That's...
No! You're not me!
Yes, that's right. I'm myself. I'm not you anymore.
Well.
Yes, the power! The shadow goes berserk and gains power after it's denied by its owner. I knew that, and yet I didn't stop it from happening. I stepped between Labrys and the shadow, who has changed into an ominous form. I couldn't stop her shadow from going berserk, but still not too late.
What? You're still gonna stand in my way?
I guess I should have said it like, but it's still not too late.
Fine! I'll crush you along with the real one!
The same thing happened to me, too. I'm only here now because Yukun and the others saved me when I rejected my own weakness. And just like then, someone needs to step in and save someone else. This time, it's my turn to save Labrys. Alright. Time to save Labrys.
Again.
Again, yes. Alright. The Steel Council President. Or no, this is Raging Bull of Destruction. This is the Shadow Council.
You missed! Stay away, Finn! On to die!
What is that about? This is a...
Water break. Labrys'
Water break.
shadow stops moving. Thank goodness. It seems that I managed to win. All that's left is for Labrys to accept her shadow, and it should put an end to everything. But the weight of the past Labrys is harboring isn't a normal thing. When anyone goes through tough times, the wish that normal people would understand their pain arises in everyone's mind at one point or another. But the pain from her past comes from her being forced to unalive her friends. It's incomparable to the problems I needed to face last year. If I was forced to hurt Chie until she was unalived, I think I'd go insane in a snap. I wonder if she'll be okay.
Labrys.
I call to Labrys while my heart is pounding. Labrys answers in a teary voice. I had to support her. Even though there's no way I could understand everything she's gone through, I want to support her because there are things I can't understand.
Why? Why did you save me? You already know I'm a machine. I'm a machine that's supposed to protect people. But because what they did to me was so painful, I took it out on other people too. So why are you?
It's okay. You must have suffered so much. I'm sorry. You went through so much pain to protect us. But it's all right now. I won't let those things happen to you anymore.
Labrys looks up in response to my words. When I think about what Labrys protected us from her shadow, how she closed off her heart and reverted to the machine, to the mechanical self that she never wanted to show anyone else, makes my heart ache. I never want her to have to go through that again. Labrys has already lived through so many painful experiences. But because of that, I could never truly say that I understand her feelings. But I'm sure that I can at least protect her, so that she won't have to go through this pain anymore.
It doesn't matter if you're human or not. I'm your friend. We made a promise, remember?
You
Cute.
want to be friends?
Of course.
Be friends? We're friends already. That's why, if you're going through tough times, I'll always be there to help you through and protect you. Labrys seems genuinely surprised. She probably doesn't realize it, but she doesn't look anything like a machine when she makes faces like that. I can tell that you truly have a heart.
I've faced my own shadow too. I wanted to blame everything on someone else because I felt so powerless. I was waiting for someone to do my work for me. I wanted to escape from my life, so I dreamed that a prince would take me away. But my friends helped me realize that was just me trying to run from my problems.
I recount my own experiences for Labrys. It's the same as what Labrys went through a moment ago. She had experiences that she didn't ever want other people to know about. Because they were all true, it makes it even harder to accept them, so she rejected them. Labrys has a heart just like I do.
The reason I could accept my weakness and fight this to the very end is because I had my friends helping me. I had friends who worried about me, who stood beside me. I wasn't alone.
I smile at Labrys, just as Yukun did for me back then.
And that gave me unimaginable strength. You're not alone anymore either. I'm sure you'll be able to find a place where you belong too.
Admitting your own weakness is scary. Yep. Yeah, she does. Admitting your own weakness is scary. No one wants to see their weaknesses. But I know that it's possible if you don't have to... face it alone. When Labrys hears my words, the light returns to her eyes. I can sense a strong will from her. That light must be from her heart. I'm so glad that my words got through to her. Labrys nods reassuringly and then begins walking towards her shadow. She takes the steps towards her own weaknesses. I'm sorry I left you alone all this time. You are me, after all. Mise-chan contacted us soon after. She must have detected the shadow's presence disappear, and we were able to join up with each other. The invisible walls and the tournament's rules both seem to have stopped once Lapras accepted her shadow. As Rise-chan uses her persona to contact everyone, I tell them that everything's been solved. Some of us were surprised to discover that Kanji-kun was here, as well as Naoto-kun, who wasn't even supposed to be in Inaba today. Rise-chan tells everyone to meet up on the rooftop. From what she tells us, the studio-like space connected to Junes seems to have been restored there. The four of us immediately begin to head towards the entrance, but Lapras stops. When I ask what's wrong, she responds anxiously.
Hey, can I really come with you?
Of
Seems
course.
like I'd just be a nuisance.
Not at all!
What do you mean, a nuisance?
Well, you know, I'm a machine. There'd be all sorts of problems.
matter.
There would?
I love that. There would? What does she mean by problems? Compared to Teddy, I can't think of any possible problems Lapras would cause.
Are you saying it wouldn't bother you and your friends? Wow.
No.
You sure are cool about all of this.
Jeez, Lapras, you sound more human than a lot of people out there.
True.
If I were you, I'd brag about it.
Right?
You don't think it's cool being a robot and a persona user?
It's unique, that's for sure. In any case, there's no way you'd be a nuisance.
And she is fangirling again.
No, I think it's just them, because Rise and you were there earlier, so they already know that Lapras is a robot.
Right.
Yukun and Rise-chan both laugh out loud. I can't help but giggle along with them. Considering our circumstances, there's nothing at all that weird about Lapras. She's now a good friend of ours, no different from anyone else here. Besides, they're friends with the
Hey, there they
shadow,
are.
so...
Welcome back.
Yukiko! You really outdid yourself this time!
When we reached the area again, Yosuke-kun and Chie called to me at once. They've been worried about me ever since I fought against them. Teddy notices that Lapras is with me and immediately dashes over with glee.
Are you okay, Miss President? I was so worried about you. Huh? Those hands and legs,
Teddy.
are they accessories? You're so meta-luring.
Teddy.
I can scarcely believe my
Good.
eyes. The Kirijo group's humanoid weapons actually exist.
Naoto-kun seems to know a bit about her already. But yeah, considering that everyone is here, I think now is a good opportunity to introduce her. I tell everyone everything that happened with Lapras, with some help from Yukun's supplemental comments. After I finish talking, silence washes over the rooftop. Lapras has fallen silent too and looks nervous. Kanji-kun was the first to speak.
I don't really get what's going on, but everything worked out, yeah? Oh, I'm glad everyone's all right.
Kanji.
Never change, Kanji.
What's with the jumping to conclusions? You're one of the things that got us into this mess, you know.
Well, that was
Whatever.
anyone could have done that.
Actually, are you feeling okay? You're not tired or... Oh, what am I saying? Of course you're tired.
Huh? No, I'm fine. Isn't there something wrong with this picture? Shouldn't you guys be
Mad?
pissed at me and all?
Huh? What would we be mad about?
Nah, don't worry about it. We're cool. Pretty much all of us have caused trouble for each other because of our shadows.
Yeah, especially Kanji-kun.
Me?
Jeez.
That's
what?
not fair. I never saw your guys'
Ow.
shadows, you know. Naoto's was pretty crazy, at least.
Don't drag me into this. I mean, after the epithet given to Kanji-kun, I imagine that his shadow must have been far, far worse than mine.
Hell no.
Oh, Victor. Heck no.
Lapras blinks in surprise after seeing the group's usual friendly face. Sorry, I'm just... Okay, Yukiko. Refined and poised.
Yep.
Lapras blinks in surprise after seeing the group's usual friendly pace. See? I told you there wouldn't be any problems. When I say that to her, Lapras quietly replies back, Man, you alright? And then...
Well done, Amagi. I had every confidence that you could do this.
I hear a voice behind me. When I turn around, I see Mitsuru-san and 2 other people. Who are they? Were they in here looking for Labrys too? Like Mitsuru-san, they both have weird outfits. And that person...
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Aigis. Thank you very much for saving my sister.
The girl with a body similar to Labrys's seems to have noticed me, looking at her and addresses me. Does she mean Labrys? Then that means...
What? Excuse me, but you're... are you also...
Yep.
Yes. I too am a robot.
She's kind of a later version of what Labrys was built for. Oh, I'm Akihiko Sanada. Sorry for all the trouble.
Hey Benny, welcome. So Aika-san is the robot and Akihiko-san is the one wearing a red cape?
Yes.
Okay, I've memorized them now. Actually, I guess it would actually be harder to forget them. In contrast to those two, Labrys takes a step back. You were like, oh, thank you, Benny. Her expression is tense. Is she nervous? Of course she is. I came here looking for her after all. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce everyone to Mitsuru-san and her friends. While I'm still flustered, Yukun and Risei-chan officially introduced them to everyone else. And afterwards, Mitsuru-san explained the circumstances of how they ended up here to us. More like to Labrys, though. How this case began by Labrys being dropped into a TV, and how they all pursued her into this world. And Mitsuru-san explains their intentions. Labrys seems to get even more nervous. She must be worried. But it's alright. Mitsuru-san realizes Labrys' emotional state. She turns her gaze towards Labrys and kindly smiles to her.
Don't worry. I'm not planning to seal you away again.
But I ran wild and caused so much trouble. Not just today, but back then, too.
You've awakened to your persona and gained control over it. You're hardly a rogue test unit anymore. Besides, you have a heart. We would never treat anyone with a heart so poorly.
Mitsuru-san really is as kind as I thought. Her emotions seem to have reached Labrys as well, and she's about to smile to answer Mitsuru-san. Her expression goes blank, and she suddenly stops moving. Huh? What's going on?
Huh? Labrys' recognition signal has been interrupted. Someone is hacking into her.
Recognition signal? Hacking? What does she mean? Just as I'm about to reach towards Labrys...
It's not over yet.
A completely different person's voice came out of Labrys' mouth. Upon hearing that, Mitsuru-san notices something I don't and mutters in surprise.
Is this the same communication system we use?
What are you standing around for? Everyone, get away from Labrys!
Labrys' hand jerkily reaches towards the axe on her back. After a moment's pause, she swings at us, all without any hesitation.
Labrys! What's going on? I cannot gain access. She's being controlled. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
Also, they re-recorded that line instead of, she's being hacked. It was, she's being controlled.
You mean outside the TV?
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
Labrys dashes towards us with glazed eyes. Just when everyone is shell-shocked by the sudden turn of events, I stand before Labrys.
Hey, what are you doing? It's too dangerous.
I'll stop her. Isn't this part of protecting her? I need to stop this.
Amagi.
I don't know what's going on, but there's no way Labrys would try to hurt everyone. If someone is controlling Labrys, I have to put a stop to it. I draw my fan and face Labrys. I also made a promise with her earlier. I promised that I'd never let her suffer alone again.
Please, wake up!
Here we go again.
Yep. This would be our 3rd time fighting Labrys. Or no, I think this is our 2nd. It's Naoto that fights her 3 times.
Yeah, 2nd time for Tsukiko.
Yeah.
Finally.
So Leo has decided to become a log in my lap.
Stay away! You missed!
He's there and do the good boy. He's fine.
Alright. Nope. Yeah. Alright, we broke her persona. Let's go.
Thanks.
Okay. Get her! And persona's back, okay? You just gotta be careful of it. Stop it! Alright, Agidai! And there we go. Alright, we saved her.
Yes. From whoever's controlling her.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Evidently, I didn't push her far enough. Well, she is a test unit, so this is as far as my little game goes.
Go crawl in a ditch.
Yes.
A disgustingly carefree voice emerges from Lapis, who has ceased moving. Her eyes are still lifeless. My friend Lapis still hasn't returned. An uncontrollable fury rages through me, and hearing that voice describe her like some broken toy.
Who are you? Give Lapras back!
Very well. I've acquired enough data after all. I should thank you all. Although this didn't work out, you did stay in it to the very end.
Labrys's shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
Mitsuru-san's words make me remember. Now that I think about it, Labrys's shadow separated from Labrys when she entered the TV. In other words, she only sponsored the tournament. But she didn't drop herself into the TV without someone to do that. But she didn't drop herself into the TV. Blah. But she didn't drop herself into the TV. Without someone to do that, this case could not have happened. Does this mean that culprit is controlling Labrys from somewhere outside the TV? From somewhere safe? That can't be forgiven.
Indeed. It was I who stole Labrys away. Since I don't have a persona and can't enter a TV, I needed a puppet that could run amok for me. Labrys's persona was only partially awakened, so I had a feeling her shadow would appear if she underwent a little suffering. You got the better of me this time. You deserve to know at least that much.
This time? Are you still planning something?
The culprit mocks us. I can't take this anymore. I thought that I finally was able to save her. I thought that everything would be all right now.
That's enough! You're the worst! Labrys has a heart! How can you do this to her knowing that?
A heart, Meaningless. Whether or not she has one matters not at all to my plan.
What? That's it!
Oh boy. They have angered Snowblack.
Yep.
The voice continues mocking us and ignores my words.
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
It sounds like the culprit just cut off communication. As communication cuts off, Labrys falls to her knees. I rush over and support her body, but she's gone completely limp and her metal body is very heavy. Everyone here goes silent, and a heavy atmosphere fills the area. Mitsuru-san looks gloomy, but she speaks up with determination in her voice.
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. I advise you not to get involved in this matter any further. From here on, you should leave this to us.
Wait a second. We can't just leave things like this.
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
This is different from the way she was acting towards me earlier. This time, Mitsuru-san isn't testing me, but is completely rejecting our involvement outright with a firm will. I think that what she's saying is probably the correct course of action. There must be something big going on behind this case, and if that's the case, high school students are probably going to be less equipped to handle it than a well-funded organization like Mitsuru-san's. Still, I can't just back down.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh?
Are you serious?
Yukun must realize the Mitsuru-san's resolution too. This must be something we have in common This must be something we have to come to an understanding about. My mind understands that, but my heart still...
Yukiko, it's best for now if we go home.
Yukun puts his hand on my shoulder. Huh? Did I just hear him say "for now" under his breath? When I look up in reaction to Yukun's words, I see a strong fire in his eyes. I see. I nod in recognition. Yeah, for now. They're only going home for now. After we got out of the TV, we disbanded on the spot without much conversation. But Mitsuru-san and her friends were a bit flustered, since they came out in the middle of Juness in the middle of a bunch of shoppers. Actually, because there were so many people who looked out of the ordinary, we did cause a bit of a stir. I regret that we had to part there so quickly, because there was much more that I wanted to say. But I know that there was no way I could really express everything anyway. When I return to the inn, the day's exhaustion hits me all at once. I chew a bath, and I even fall asleep in the bathtub for a bit. Don't do that! Don't sleep in the tub,
Yep.
that's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
After I woke up, I went back to my room and was about to go to sleep. But then I received a call from an unknown number. Usually, I don't pick up calls from numbers I don't recognize. Something tells me that I should pick up. It turns out to be... Lapis!
And allow me to thank you once again. You did a lot to help today.
I think you mean yesterday. This is supposed to be the next day. Mitsuru-san steps out of the long limousine parked in the outskirts of the shopping district and bowed deeply to us. We're still in Inaba, but this black limousine and Mitsuru-san are so out of place, it feels like we're someplace else entirely. I can just tell that everyone around is watching us. Since Mitsuru-san and her friends have finished investigating this case, it seems they'll be leaving Inaba. Standing next to Mitsuru-san is Labris, who was the one to call us so we could say farewell in person.
Come on, Yukiko! We have to see her off properly!
Huh? Yeah.
Labris was controlled by the culprit back on the roof, but there seems to have been no major issues with her body, so she looks like she's going to be fine. I should be happy because I know that Labris is safe, so I should be smiling, but I just can't. I end up speaking gloomily.
You really are going with them.
I'm gonna miss you guys, but I made my decision to throw in with Mitsuru-san. I want to capture whoever's behind this. Whatever it takes. You know how you protected me this time. Now it's my turn to repay the favor.
I'm about to say that she doesn't have to worry about such things, but I stopped myself. I see. So Labris made this decision herself. I wish she could stay here with us. But if my friend made this decision, then I need to support her.
And I'm definitely gonna be back someday. So, why don't you give me a rain check on that promise?
Aww.
Sound good?
Yeah, that's all right. It's still a promise.
Hearing that, I was definitely able to smile for Labris. She's right. It's not like this will be the last time we see each other. Our promise will never change.
I'll be waiting for you, though. If you break my promise, I'll make you rue the day.
Labris
That sounds like
laughs.
something Pinkie Pie would do.
Labris laughs and shrugs at my joke. I need to protect this place. The place where she promised she'd return to. It's not just succeeding the inn anymore. I have another reason I need to stay here.
We'll all be waiting for you.
Come back soon!
Everyone feels the same way, too. It's sad that we had to part with someone after we just became friends with them. We all believe that we'll see her again. Labris looks like she's about to cry, but she manages to keep her smile and nods. Mitsuru-san tells her that they're about to leave, and once the two of them enter the limousine, quietly heads off. Lapras pokes her head out the window and waves back at us. She keeps waving until we can't see the car anymore.
Oh, she's really gone.
Yeah, but she said she'd come see us again, so enough with the pitiful frown.
What? Did you just call me pitiful? What an incredibly rude thing to say to an idol. Just so you know, I've done a lot of ads for companies under the Kirijo umbrella. I wish I could have introduced myself better.
And just like that, we're back to our normal selves. It is sad that Lapras isn't here. Kanji-kun is right. And Golden Week has just started for us. I wasn't able to prepare another boxed lunch so quickly after yesterday's event. But instead, I have a great suggestion.
Hey, why don't we go to June S? We haven't had our welcome back party for Yukon yet.
Great idea, Yuki-chan! I was just thinking the same thing!
You're right. It's been a while too, so let's all go there and catch up.
Yosuke-kun and Yu-kun glance at each other upon hearing my suggestion. Could they be scheming something?
Alright, sounds like a plan. We have a few things to talk to them about too, right, partner?
Yeah, let's go, everyone.
These looks. That's like some kind of secret friend wink, isn't it? They're definitely up to something. Yeah, getting the investigation team back together.
Oh, never mind.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on between them, but I do have an idea. I'm guessing it's probably something we'll all together for. We'll all get together for, right? We still have a lot of Golden Week left. We still have a lot of Golden Week left after all. After the welcome back party for Yu-kun, Chia and I are in the most miscellaneous goods section looking at trinkets. Taddy and Yosuke-kun have gone back to work, while Rise-chan takes Naoto-kun shopping. Yu-kun and Kanji-kun are together in the grocery area. Everyone's just doing their own thing.
Boy, was I surprised when Yukon brought that up. I didn't tell her we wouldn't get involved, was it? Can you believe him?
No kidding. I wonder what Matsuri-san would say if she heard that.
What Yu-kun and Yosuke-kun brought up during the welcome back party was the reformation, or more like, the re-reformation of the investigation team. Had to take a minute to process that one. And it was decided that we'd all pursue this case by ourselves. There were no objections, of course. Everyone seemed to have been waiting for Yukun's words, and all spoke up at once. There's no way we can leave what happened inside this town's TV to someone else. I feel bad for Mitsuru-san, but I was really happy that the two of them were thinking the same thing. I mean, Lapras is our friend. There's no way we can sit back and watch while our friend's out there doing her best, especially since this happened in our own backyard.
Man, the Kirijo group, huh? If things go bad, this can be an even bigger problem than last year.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
You really stepped up to the plate this time. I think I like this new side of you.
Yeah.
I'm a bit happy to hear that from Chie. Oh, that was close. We almost absentmindedly walked right in by the section we were looking for. Aww. The girlfriends are shopping together.
Cool.
We stopped at our destination, the small shops inside Jeunesse. I pick up some different colored hair ornaments and compare them.
Wow, this is hard. So many choices. What color should I get?
You're really
Red.
into this. Hey, how about this? I think it'll look good on you.
Oh, no, it's not for me.
Pink, yellow, green. As I compare the different colors while answering Chie, she thinks of her a bit before making a realization. That's for Lapras.
Oh, right. We might see her sooner than we think.
That's right. I'm sure the culprit will be caught faster if we cooperate, rather than just Mitsuru-san and her people going after the case. And that means that the day when I keep my promise with Lapras will come sooner too. Until then, I need to find a color that fits her. I pick various colored scrunchies and imagine how they'd look decorating Lapras' hair. Lapras' embarrassed smile also springs to mind as well.
I just know she'll love it.
Aww. Okay.
Like Yosuke won the poll.
Yeah, I see he's at 50%. And the rest of the votes are split between Teddy and Igus. So we can do Yosuke next. And end the poll. And we'll probably let Yosuke be the last one for tonight. And we can do Teddy, Aki, and Igus next time. The new girl says Labrys. Miss President opens her mouth, trembling.
My name is Labrys? Labrys.
In that instant, her pale face flushes with comprehension. She looks down at her mechanical limbs, and her face twists into a bitter expression. Oh, is this with Igus? That would make sense. If Aki comes in on Chie, and Mitsuru comes in on Yukiko, then it's probably Igus.
Igus or Aki.
Well, no, Aki was with Chie. So it probably is Igus.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, the shadow glares at the other robot girl. Okay, yeah, it was Igus.
Don't tell me you're... Yes. I am the 7th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Igus. I am the model that came after you.
Huh. So you're here to seize her. Well, I won't let you. I'm sick of that place. I'm going to be free. Isn't that right, me? Won't that be better than letting the Kiricho group capture you again?
Kiricho. Capture.
I'll still be free. The president blankly repeats the shadow's words. She turns to me, her eyes filled with desperation.
I wasn't human?
I should answer her, and I try, but nothing comes out of my mouth. Ah, the Prince of Disappointment disappoints again.
Yep.
In that moment...
At this point.
Yep. In that moment, I can feel our fates ripping apart.
I won't be caged! I will take my freedom!
Shadow's arm suddenly shoots out across the room. It's connected to her by a long chain, and it catches Miss President, Labrys, in it. The chain reels in like it was connected to a winch, dragging her along. Shadow grabs Labrys and lifts her onto its shoulders. In the next moment, the shadow bursts out of the announcement room. That was fast. I can't believe she's carrying twice her own weight.
Wait!
The other robot, Igus, follows right behind. That just leaves Rise and me, and a whole lot of questions. What the heck am I supposed to do now? The student council president isn't a human, but some kind of weapon? And there's another robot girl.
Ow!
Something smacks me in the back. Thank you, Rise. It's Rise.
Yes, thank you.
She's staring at me with flushed cheeks.
Senpai, aren't you gonna go after them?
After them? Yeah, why am I spacing out? Of course I can't just let stuff end like this. So what if she's not human? So what if she's not what I'd imagined? She believed in me. She trusted me. And yet I completely failed her. I'm not gonna let it end now. No chance in heck.
Thanks, Rise.
She didn't get to be a celebrity for nothing. She's really got some guts. It sure is great to have friends to urge you on.
I'll back you up from here. Good luck.
Yeah, get a move on, Yosuke. I nod with determination. I leave Rise alone in the announcement room and run out the hole in the wall. I can't match their speed, but I know where they're going. When the shadow left the room, she turned towards the stairway. If she was going to head downstairs, it'd be faster to make for the fire escape in the other direction. So while that isn't a whole lot to go on, I think I can guess where they're going. To the roof. As I huff and puff my way up the stairs, I see that the door to the roof is open, just as I thought. When I got there, I didn't see what I expected to. It took my breath away. It looks like a studio, like that place. This is the entrance to the world we used up until this spring. It went away after we solved the mystery last year. It must have come back when Labrys entered the TV and created the school. I guess that was when everybody saw the Midnight Channel, they all became interested in it, like last time. That's why it looks exactly the same.
You're here.
In the middle of the area, Igus and the Shadow, still carrying Labris, are at a standoff. Labris is silent. She looks conscious, but her eyes are empty, as if she's given up trying to understand anything. Shadow smiles when she sees me and snaps her fingers. Suddenly, the area is enveloped with a strange presence.
What? The Grand Prix isn't over yet. If you want to chase me, you'd better fight each other.
Hey, wait!
Oh.
Ouch.
Try to chase after the Shadow, but run into another invisible wall. This garbage again? The Shadow disappears back into the school building. Dang it! Looks like I just helped her buy more time. The Grand Prix isn't over. Don't tell me I've got to fight more to keep going. So now I have to fight this robot Igus? I timidly ask her. Heck, I don't know anything about her other than her name. First, I need to find out what the heck she's doing here.
Is it true you came to capture her?
You're Captain Ressentiment, Yosuke Hanamura, correct?
Yes.
She knows me? She knows about the Ressentiment part. Someone unalive me.
I saw you in the video advertising this tournament. The one showing the people currently in this world.
Yeah?
Did you now?
Still, Ressentiment, huh? It still really upsets me, but to be honest, it's not that far from the truth.
Normally, I would recommend that you evacuate at once, but neither of us can leave. I must go after her.
What a coincidence. Me too.
But this has nothing to do with you.
I may not have meant to, but I hurt that girl. She was depending on me, and I turned my back on her.
Not human? A robot? So what? That's what I'd wanted to say to her, but I couldn't. That's why
I need to go and apologize.
When I say that, Igus's expression relaxes. It's a very natural expression, very human-like. Iris's face was like that too.
I think I should explain certain things to you. I'm not authorized to disclose everything, but...
She slowly begins to speak. Apparently, there were incidents involving shadows and personas outside Inaba too. They didn't start recently either, but they made an unofficial squad to deal with stuff like that, and Igus belongs to that group. She's a weapon created solely to fight shadows. She was given a soul so that she can summon a persona, but the only method of dealing with shadows. This president, Labris, was a prototype, but she went AWOL. Holy cow. I mean, after last year, I'm ready for any kind of crazy story, but this still takes me by surprise. Of course, it's not all that hard to believe when one of the robot girls is standing right here in front of me. Still.
There are shadows outside the TV too?
We would never have realized that a television could lead to a space like this.
Well, I'm surprised by what you just told me, so I guess we're even.
Not really.
I tried joking and smiling, but Igus doesn't smile back. She looks straight at me. Her eyes are filled with strength. I could tell that she's measuring me up. Come to think of it, Labris looked at me the same way when we first met. I remember thinking, man, those eyes.
Hey, please tell me, what's going to happen to Labris once you catch her?
I cannot answer that.
Igus hesitates before answering, like she has to squeeze it out of her throat. That pause says more to me than her words.
If you have no other questions, then let us begin the battle. There isn't any time to spare. Please don't resist. I can knock you out painlessly if you comply.
Yikes.
Oh, goodness.
I can't back down.
I act cocky so that I won't get scared. But when I smile, I know that I can't just let her beat me.
Are you really going to fight a living weapon like myself? I do not mean to boast, but your chances of success are low.
I'm still a guy.
I guess does have a point.
Guys should help out crying girls, right?
Besides, Igus, you and your friends had a very low chance to stop Nyx, and yet you did. So you should know not to underestimate the underestimatable.
Agreed.
For some reason, this brings a smile to her face. Then I had a thought. Was she trying to scare me to keep me from getting into something dangerous? Perhaps it's their way of trying to be kind to me. Well, if it is, it's not gonna work. I'll never forgive myself if I was sent home now. I'd lose something important to me. I've already made my decision. Maybe Ika sets that resolution in me because she takes a fighting stance.
I understand. I accept your challenge. Here I come.
Alright.
Time to
Iga's
fight
turn.
Igus.
Yosuke Hanamura versus Igus. Ready? Fight!
Severe impact!
Behind you!
Alright.
No! No! I'm a super soul!
Nope.
Severe
Sorry,
impact,
Igus.
heavy damage. Light damage! Heavy damage! No!
Behind you!
Dash!
Nope.
Here we go!
Counter system! No! Severe
Got her.
enemy will not run!
Oh man.
No!
That was really a challenge at all.
Light damage!
You stand very little chance.
Severe impact!
Are you sure about that, Igus?
Severe impact! Light damage!
Right.
Functions shutting down!
You hit him once, Igus.
She at least tried, though.
She tried. My shoulders bounce up and down as I wipe my sweaty face on my sleeve. I'm completely out of breath.
Well done. I'm surprised you defeated me, but this may have been for the best.
Huh?
You are truly concerned for her, even after discovering that she's a living weapon. Your sympathy is much more impressive than that of a fellow machine like myself. Such consideration is immeasurably warm and cherished for us.
Igus's voice is gentle, but she also sounds a little sad. I sense like she's carrying a burden that I can't imagine. I don't know what to say. She gives me another of those soft smiles.
I met my own friends once and reached my own answer. I was thinking of telling my sister of these experiences.
Oh, she's your sister.
But I think it's better that you tell her instead.
Will I be able to do that? Wouldn't it be better for Igus to go? No, the answer's already there. I have to face Labris, for Igus's sake as well. I look straight into Igus's eyes to show my determination.
I don't know if I have the answer you're talking about, but there is something I want her to know. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it across, but when I was going through tough times, I had my friend.
I had my friend. Son of a biscuit!
And then I hit him.
That was such an awesome speech, and I muffed the last word. Silence ensues.
Friend,
Dude, you pick up on everything?
pure disappointment when you open your mouth. Now I understand.
How do you know about that?
My database is perpetually being updated. Even as we speak, I'm receiving information about you from the server, known for wearing a trash can on his head. I comprehend.
I guess just leave it
Wait,
be.
how come all this information about me is bad? And what's this server you're talking about?
To think you would have such hobbies. The possibilities of man are truly infinite.
That's not...
Senpai, can you hear me?
The transmission from Risei. That's right, now's not the
Yep.
time to be acting stupid.
Loud and clear. Did you pick up Labris's trail?
She's headed for the announcement room again. I'm gonna get out of here while I can.
The announcement room again? At first I was worried about Risei, but now that I think about it, as long as she can use her persona to track the enemy, she's safer than anybody here. Alright, time to catch up. If the shadow needed to make us fight to stall for time, it means she's still got something up her sleeve. Excuse me, oh, pardon. I was fighting that one. I slapped my cheeks to wake myself up a bit. You know what, we'll just blame that on Yosuke.
Yep.
I'll finish it this
I
time.
entrust Labris, my sister, with you.
As I'm leaving, Igus's voice calls out from behind me. Her words relieved me.
I thought, I don't know, that you were gonna capture her and lock her up somewhere. Her shadow was talking about how she didn't want to be caged again, and that she wanted to be free. But you don't seem like the type to do that. I think you really do have her best interests in mind. I'll bring Lapras back to you, whatever it takes, Aige-san.
Hanamura-san, thank you.
Look at that. Lapras does have a place to go. Yeah, she doesn't belong here in this made-up school. I bow to Aigis and start running again. Aww.
Cute.
Yeah. I returned to the announcement room and opened the door. All I saw was Lapras, sitting alone in the middle of the room. Her mechanical legs are splayed on the floor. She seems to be mumbling something happily. Okay, that's not right. Shadow is nowhere to be found. Where is she watching from? Oblivious to my suspicion, Lapras starts talking to me in a cheerful, almost lifeless voice.
Oh, it's you, Yosuke-kun. What's wrong? Shouldn't you be in class?
You're not thinking straight. We're inside the TV world. You're not the student council president.
What are you talking about? I came here to broadcast a student council announcement.
Lapras. Lapras looks up with empty eyes. She's no longer in her human form, but her stuck-on smile is painful to look at. It's not her real smile. I take a deep breath.
Lapras. That's your name. You know that, right? Let's go back and put an end to this fake world.
Why? Why are you saying that stuff?
Lapras' eyes finally look at me clearly. She looked at reality.
I want to stay here. This is the only place I can belong.
Lapras slowly stands up and puts her arm behind her back. She removes her wings and they expand to form a giant axe.
I won't go back. I'm gonna stay here forever and ever.
Oh, Lapras. She brings down her axe with incredible speed. To swing a huge chunk of steel like that so easily, that's just not humanly possible. I mean, I expected as much, but I can't go easy on her.
I'm sorry I have to do this. I'll apologize as much as you want later, but right now, I've got to stop you with everything I have.
Lapras, you do have a place to belong. Yosuke just wants to take you back to it. Also, since it's been more than 24 hours, I think the thing is stuck.
Probably.
It's been at 23:59 for a while now.
Final. Fight!
Nope.
Too slow. Here we go.
There we go. Alright. Almost there.
No,
come on. Stop it. Alright, almost there.
Just getting
Bit tougher than I just though. Alright, got her.
Why? Why can't I stay like this?
Oh, she's crying. I guess Lapras.
What good will it do for you to forget everything? You know that you're trying to ignore the truth and that you're lying to yourself. That'll only bring you more pain.
Lapras drops to the floor, crying her heart out. I know this is for her own good, but seeing it hurts me deep down inside. Lapras looks at me with eyes filled with misery.
You wouldn't understand. No one can understand how I feel. That's right. They'd never understand.
An ominous voice butts into our conversation.
Shadow. So you were nearby after all.
Why wouldn't I be? I'm her.
Dang. Wherever she is, I can't see her. Where's she hiding? As I'm looking around. And it changes. The darkness disappears. The scenery has changed completely. The view outside the window has changed. Something weird and creepy. A piercing red light fills the room.
What's going on?
What is that? Some giant metal container like a furnace and something being tossed into it like garbage. I look closer and see that the garbage looks like arms and legs. Hey, it looks like people. I'm trying to calm the horror I feel creeping up my spine. I just don't know how to describe it. All I can say is that whatever it is, it's nasty. This isn't the announcement room anymore. As I was fixated on the view outside, the shadow appears silently from the corner of the room.
And I still need her, so I can become myself.
She approaches me as she talks. Her face is illuminated by two things: the red light from the room outside and the madness in her eyes. I back away in spite of myself. But the shadow ignores me, drawing close to Labrys. Shoot, that's right. Labrys hasn't said the words that the shadow needed to hear. Her shadow hasn't gained a true power yet. That's why she's trying to buy time.
Forgetting was your only escape route, but that's been stolen from you too. Poor pitiful me.
Labrys' shadow turns and begins regaling her. Her lips are at Labrys' ear, her words tugging at her heart.
You made them go through the same pain, but in the end, they still didn't understand.
The same pain?
It was so painful. It made you so sad. You hated destroying them.
Oh, destroying them. I take another look at the horror show outside the window. The broken human figures being thrown into the incinerator. This is a sight Labrys' heart created, right? Then that means this is... I suddenly felt like I could grasp the weight Labrys was bearing in her heart. I could see how heavy that weight was. Shadow takes a quick glance at me and continues speaking.
He was forced to fight his friends too. But he didn't feel the despair that we did. He wasn't alone, after all. He's completely different from us. You're not human or an ordinary machine. We don't belong anywhere, and we'll always be alone. No one will ever understand us.
Please stop!
Shadow needs to have Labrys deny that they're the same. I knew that. I couldn't stop her. I quickly watch as the two of them talk.
I'm not alone! I'm not!
If they don't understand, who will? The only ones who could were all destroyed. By our own hands.
No! That was you! Not me! You're not me!
Labrys.
I'm free now! No one can capture me! I'm truly free!
Yes, the power! Well, there it is. Shadow goes wild and strikes Labrys, knocking her aside. I catch her from behind. Labrys looks up to me, a bit surprised. The look in her eyes is frail, ready to fade away at any moment. I smile at her.
Don't worry. It's okay if you can't at first. It's really hard to accept yourself. The only reason I could do it was because I had friends to help me. It would have been impossible to do on my own. I'm here with you now. And you've got Aigis-san too. We'll help you face yourself.
The shadow's shape is a bit of a surprise. That shadow didn't change, but it summoned a monster behind her. What the heck, man? It's like a persona. Yeah, they gotta make it fit within the game mechanics. And it's pretty dang gigantic. Just looking at it makes me weak in the knees. It's at least 3 times my size. The shadow's eyes glow gold as she turns her wings into an axe like Labrys had. Shoot, it was hard enough just fighting the robot girl with just the axe. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm having a hard time thinking I could take her on by myself. You got me, Yosuke. I won't let you lose. Something pops up in the back of my mind. The faces of my friends, of Aigis, everyone who trusted me with all their hopes. I get ready to fight. Power surges through my body. Alright, now it's my turn to work.
I'm gonna save you no matter what. And when we make a promise like that, we keep it.
Attaboy, Yosuke.
That just reminded me of Rapunzel in Tangled saying, and when I make a promise, I never break it. Ever.
Yep.
Alright. Labrys time.
Final. Fight!
Alright. So far, so good. Nope. Alright. I've almost broken her shadow. Her bowl. Oh, we almost got a persona break.
Nice.
We beat her before that. Shadow finally stops moving and settles down. I run to Labrys and pick her up. She's still awake, but her expression is gloomy.
I'm such a failure. I can't win against anyone. I even let my shadow out. I'm a weapon, but I'm so useless.
Oh, you're not?
It would be better if I was just scrapped.
No! The lack of any energy in her voice and body is enough to put me at a loss for words. Do I have it in me to convince her otherwise? That doubt came crawling back to my mind. But I still need to tell you. I opened my mouth to put the heavy feelings in my heart into words.
Hey, there was someone I liked once, but she got killed. It was the worst thing you could imagine.
Unalived.
I couldn't forgive myself or believe she was gone. I even tried to forget about her. I thought then that no one could understand how I felt. I mean, how could they if they weren't me? Only I could understand how I felt. That's what I thought. I had given up. But that wasn't true. Even if people haven't had exactly the same experiences, they can still understand each other. I have some great friends now to prove it.
Friends.
If I'm strong at all, it's because I have them. I can remember my friends are with me whenever it really counts.
Yeah, but I don't have that.
You should, though. There must have been someone who was important to you. Just think back.
Remember your sister. Labrys' lips quiver and she shakes her head gently. A single tear was all it took, like a dam breaking. She starts to cry.
They're all gone. I can't see them anymore. And it's all my fault!
Okay, I'm tearing up. Yeah, huh. That's what Shadow Labrys was getting at. She didn't just lose them. I don't know the details, but I'm gonna bet that she had to destroy someone herself, against her will. I can't imagine the pain that would cause.
I see. Can't it be us? You're friends.
As I say that, I stretch out my hand to her. The Labrys looks away from me, and she won't take my hand.
How? I'm not human.
Who cares? One of my friends is a shadow. Remember Teddy? The one who was acting like your knight? He was originally a shadow. And you have Aige-san with you too. I know she was really worried about you.
Really?
She raises her head and looks at me, but she still hesitates. Shoot. I really don't know what to say in situations like this. I bet you would have the best lines memorized just for occasions like this. Okay, so I try something that sounds natural, no matter if it's particularly suave or not. Time to try a joke.
You know, my arm's gonna get tired leaving my hand out like this.
Labrys looks confounded for a brief moment, but it looks like I chose right.
You really are something, you know that?
With a smile, Labrys takes my hand. It's cold and hard, but it feels natural, because I know that's the hand of a girl who's trying her best.
I'm not alone.
That's right. We'll be by your side.
Labrys nods her head and slowly stands up. I offer to help her up, but she pushes my arm away and walks toward her shadow. The shadow says nothing. It just stares at Labrys.
Wanting everyone to understand. You weren't wrong about how I feel.
I'm sorry I left you alone all this time. You are me, after all. Wow. This is such an elegant white silhouette. It's such an elegant white silhouette. It's hard to imagine it was the same as that black bull shadow. I was worried that there might be something wrong, like she was damaged or something. When she turns to me, I can see the strength in her eyes. I breathe a sigh of relief. I lift my face and cheerfully call out to her.
Well, let's get going. Back to where our friends are waiting.
You got it.
Now that she's accepted herself, she nods to me and smiles like when we first met. No, even brighter. Aww. Labrys accepted her shadow, and the host disappeared. For a while, I was worried how the P1 Grand Prix was going to end. It's all over now. So all that's left is for us to get the heck out of here. I hear from Rise that all those fantastic invisible walls have disappeared. Fantastic is not the word I would use.
Agreed.
Now I can go meet up with my buddies in Aegis. Or so I thought. Led by Rise, you, Chie, and Yukiko all come running into the announcement room. Teddy, Kanji, and Naoto follow them. Way to rush things. But I guess I would want to run around if I was stuck in a cage all day too. The investigation team is back together. Everyone's surprised when they see Labrys. I mean, I can't blame them. She's a robot. I explain the circumstances to them. Labrys looks tense the entire time, but of course, none of us is gonna be heartless enough to say she's not a person.
I lost in the very first round. I wish I could have fought a little more.
I'm glad that I didn't have to fight you, Chie. At least fighting against Yosuke-kun didn't trouble my conscience much.
Dang!
It didn't?
There. She can say that because she loves you.
Pardon me if I don't share your optimism there.
These guys are way too easygoing. As I'm complaining, Kanji seems pretty enthusiastic.
We should do that again sometime. It ain't good for our bodies if we don't let our personas out once in a while.
But normal people can't let them out.
And I'll sponsor a real Grand Prix. I'll call it
No.
our very first go on a date with Teddy Grand Prix.
No.
No one would enter.
How cruel.
Teddy balls and throws himself into
Go in the
Labrys'
closet.
arms.
Again.
What?
Yeah, he's about to go in the closet for real this time.
Yep. And she hesitantly opens her mouth to speak.
Can I sign up?
Oh!
Don't.
You shouldn't.
You know what? Count me in.
Oh gosh.
Oh, if you're in, then I'm in.
Huh? Well, then me too.
I'm out.
It's like even Kaji could get Yosuke.
Damn it, you jerks.
Whatever. As long as it makes Labrys smile.
Alright, it's time we go back.
Everyone cheers in agreement. We all head to the roof. I already knew that the roof is where the exit from the TV world was in the studio area. Plus, we can meet up with Aegis while we're there. All Teddy has to do is bust out the exit, and we'll all be back at Junes. We climb the stairs, and as I expected, Aegis is waiting for us. When she sees that Labrys is safe, she smiles.
It seems everything has been resolved.
But a pair I've never seen before is standing behind her. They have intensely intimidating auras, and I could tell that they aren't normal people like me. I'm guessing they must be members of Aegis' team on the same mission as her.
It's over already. I still don't feel entirely satisfied, though.
You and Chie.
Don't be like that, Akihiko. Just be happy that it's over.
Take a closer look at them. One's an amazingly gorgeous woman, and the other's a buff guy who isn't too shabby himself. And Aegis is pretty easy on the eyes too. Put the three of them together and they really pack a punch. And the way they're dressed, well, they pack a punch too, but in a different way. The beauty in the fur coat steps forward and bows to me. At the same time, Labrys hides behind my back.
Hanamura, yes? You have my thanks for helping us retrieve Labrys.
Her tone is soft but articulate, intellectual and charming, but one of her words bothers me.
Could you maybe not use the word retrieve?
I'm a little scared to talk back to her, but I'm not going to budge on that one. She appears taken aback for just a moment, then she smiles.
You're right. My apologies. I'm Mitsuru Kirijo, Labrys' handler.
I love that. You're right. Kirijo? I've heard that name somewhere before. Kirijo? Huh? As in the huge company Kirijo? Turned to Aigus for an answer. Picking up on what I wanted to say, she replied with a smile. Seriously? So the group she had mentioned was... Because we're all scared silly by the important name, Kirijo-san tells us, incredibly politely, that they were mostly the cause of the incident. She's also explained what I wanted to know about the most, how Labrys was going to be treated.
I'm not gonna be scrapped?
Oh, of course not. I have no plans to shut you down or destroy you. Kirijo-san's answer in response to Labrys' question is so direct that we can't help but cheer. Labrys was more perplexed than happy. Kirijo-san takes Labrys' hand and lowers her head.
Indeed, you aren't. You have done nothing wrong. It's actually me who should be apologizing to you.
Oh no, you don't gotta do that. I felt like there was no getting around being sealed away again. I've made friends now, so I thought I could live with it.
Labrys.
I can't believe this is happening. This is all thanks to you. Yosuke-kun.
Ah! Way to ruin the beautiful moment!
Right?
Labrys?
What the? Something's wrong with Labrys. Aigus and the others all look confused by Labrys' unnatural pause. I know she's been through a lot today. Did she break something? But Labrys speaks in a voice that none of us were expecting.
It's not over yet.
It's not Labrys' voice. It's as if someone's speaking through her mouth.
Is this the same communication system we use? Everyone, step away from Labrys!
Kirijo-san, seemingly used to dangerous situations, warns to everyone. At that moment, Labrys' hands moves, stretching towards the battle axe on her back. In the next instant, lifting the axe without hesitation, she swings right at me. It was faster than I've ever seen. Even the shadow wasn't that fast. The ground is split for several meters and the fragments fly everywhere. What the heck? What's going on here?
Labrys! Hey, what's gotten into you?
I cannot gain access. She is being hacked. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
You mean outside the TV?
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
Labrys' face is completely expressionless as she points her axe at me.
What's happened to you, Labrys? Damn it, why do we have to fight now after making it this far? Ugh!
Again? Did I fail her again? A horrible thought crept back into my mind. I frantically try to shake it out of my head as I lift my weapons. I tried telling myself over and over, I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Dang it! Thank you for lurking, Umbreon. Alright. Time to fight Labrys. Again. Like Yukiko, Yosuke has to fight her 3 times. Or not Yukiko, Chie. Yukiko only fought her twice.
Final. Fight!
Alright, oh, that Ariadne. Alright. Ilaya! Is the buffering is finally stopped? Has it still been buffering this entire time?
Behind you! just get...
Got her. Alright. Final blow, let's go. It stopped for some time now? Okay, that's good. Labras has stopped moving and had fallen to the floor. Now she begins standing up, robotically with jerking motions. She begins speaking in that eerie voice again. Maybe speaking is the wrong word, but it's definitely in my head.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Evidently, I didn't push her far enough. Well, she is a test unit, so this is as far as my little game goes.
So, whoever's voice this is the one controlling Labras? From the way he was talking, I could tell that he wasn't serious. He doesn't comprehend how cruel he's being by controlling Labras like this.
Who are you?
Ah, yes. I have more than enough data now. I should thank you all. Although this didn't work out, you did stay in it to the very end.
Labras's shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
He hits me when Kirijo-san speaks. That's right. Labras's shadow split from her after she entered the TV. She merely held the tournament. The shadow couldn't have pushed Labras in here. Someone else, the culprit, has to exist, or this incident could never have happened.
Indeed. It was I who stole Labras away. Since I don't have a persona and can't enter a TV, I needed a puppet that could run amok for me. Labras's persona was only partially awakened, so I had a feeling her shadow would appear if she underwent a little suffering. You got the better of me this time. You deserve to know at least that much.
He admitted it, but his tone was mocking. The culprit is controlling Labras somehow from a safe haven outside the TV? No way!
You were using Labras for your own selfish reasons? That's horrible! She has a heart! Do you even know how much pain Labras went through?
A heart, hmm? Meaningless. Whether or not she has one matters not at all to my plan.
You bastard!
Hey!
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
The moment the voice stops, Labras collapsed to the ground like a puppet with cut strings. Agus quickly catches her and holds her up, but it looks like she's unconscious.
Damn it!
I really hate myself for celebrating that the case was closed just a few moments ago. But I'm really mad at whoever was controlling Labras. He knew all of this, but he still manipulated Labras's heart to do this to her. I'm so angry I clench my fists so firmly that my nails are digging into my palms. Kirijo-san speaks from behind me.
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. I advise you not to get involved in this matter any further. From here on, you should leave this to us.
Huh? Are you telling us to back off from this?
Like I could do that. Whoever's behind this knows what Labras had to go through in order... Whoever's behind this knows what Labras had to go through in her past. No, not just the past. He knew what would happen if she was pushed into the TV world. And on top of that, the instant he figured his plan had failed, he comes and controls her directly and makes us fight each other. It's like we're his toys. I'm not letting him go away with that.
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
Come on, we've gotten involved this far? You think we're just gonna shut up and watch you handle everything? She's probably saying that for our sakes, but how can we live with ourselves if they do all the fighting for us? No way, I can't let that happen. I opened my mouth to really tell her off, but you spoke first.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh? Are you serious?
Look at yourself, Yosuke. You can barely stand.
So we noticed. You was right. After all the fighting I've done today, I'm really beat. I'm sure everyone else is tired too after being stuck in this world for so long.
But...
Yosuke, let's go back.
You staring at me. Oh, I get it.
I thank you for your understanding. Don't worry, we'll keep you safe.
I'm sorry, Hanamura-san.
Tiger bows apologetically. We all look glum, but none of us object. After all, we know that they aren't doing this out of spite. But is this the last we'll see of Lapras? I peek at her face as she lay in Aiga-san's arms. Of course, since she's unconscious, I can't talk with her. We thank Kirijo-san and return to our world with heavy hearts. After returning from the TV, we gathered at the food court, but we didn't really talk much. We split up not long afterwards. After all, we're all pretty dang tired. Heck, Chie and Rise put their heads on the table and fell asleep. I didn't feel like stopping by anywhere, so I went straight home. And the last thing I could remember was being told dinner was almost ready. The instant I reached my room, I lost consciousness. And then... loud electronic beeps brought me back into wakefulness. I reached out for my alarm clock, but I realized that the beeping wasn't my alarm. It was my cell phone.
Who's calling me this early?
Dang it. I'd plugged it in, and now I can't reach it while I'm laying down. I rub my eyes tiredly and get up to grab my phone. The caller is a number I don't know.
Hello? Huh?
I was awake instantly. The speaker on the line was someone I never expected to hear from. I take a minute to fix my hair and make a mad dash to the place the caller told me to go. It's Lapras!
Yep.
When I reach the designated location, there's something that looks completely out of place here in the countryside. A limo. Holy cow, that's long! It was so long that I thought I was seeing things. Yeah, this is definitely no place for a car this awesome.
Oh, there he is. What took you so long?
Looks like everybody else is already here. I ran so hard I almost barked, but I finally made it. TMI, Yosuke.
Lapras-san and the others were just about to leave.
Ew.
I made it in time.
I'm glad I could see you before I left.
That's right. Lapras is the one who had called. She wanted to say goodbye before she leaves Inaba. How can I refuse that? Still, I never thought one of them, Lapras especially, would call me. Wait a second.
Huh? Did I tell you my cell phone number?
Obtaining the cell phone numbers of ordinary citizens is child's play.
I guess. Wait, what?
Holy shit,
Joke!
really? Are you accessing that server thing you mentioned?
The Kirijo group is kinda scary.
I asked if I could come see everyone. I wanted to give everyone a real goodbye.
Lapras looks down bashfully as she speaks. Agus and Kirijo-san are watching her from the limo with smiles on their faces. Man, this is a relief. So Lapras can do things she wants to. I'm glad she's in a group that lets her have freedom. She really does have a place to belong.
But what'll you do now? Are you going back to that lab?
No, I decided I'm gonna work with Mitsuru-san and them. I want to do my damnedest to catch whoever used me to bait a trap for you all.
There's no hesitation in her eyes as her strong will glares out. You see, she found what she wants to do.
Sounds like you're ahead of the game.
I'm reminded of the blank career choice paper I'm still tucked away in my desk. That sense of haste without direction, the need to keep up appearances, I didn't want to handle that. But maybe it is time to face my future. Oh, I'll write down a big dream.
What do you mean?
Oh, just talking to myself. I'll let you know when everything's been decided.
Okay. Just make sure you tell me, okay?
Lapras answers my smile with one of her own. Then she stretches out her hand. I take a closer look at them. They're quite delicate. I grab her hand and lift it above her head.
A handshake is so formal. I'll show you what the cool kids do.
I use my hand to open hers. Lapras looks confused, but she let me move her hand around.
Huh? Like this?
Yep, that's it.
Here we go! The clap of our high five echoes through the air, through the clear May sky. Not to be outdone by me, Chie, Rise, and the rest give Lapras high fives too.
Everyone, thank you so much. Yosuke-kun, I won't forget about you. I'm friends with you now, so I'll stay strong.
Iris begins to tear up, and to hide it, she hurries into the limo. Soon after, the limo begins moving quietly down the road. Iris waves to us from inside the car. Even after the car's gone pretty far, I can still see her waving from inside. She's still waving. Oh, she's still waving. Everyone starts to laugh a little. Could she see us? I could barely make out the car from before. Aw. After partying with Lapras, we all ended up hanging out at the Junes food court. That's right, it's the welcome back party for you we'd completely forgotten about. We finally can get back to business. But still, it feels kind of weird having a welcome back party after saying goodbye to somebody. And we might as well take a nice look at this artwork too. And Teddy getting pushed to the side. Looks like they're all having takoyaki.
Come on, let's hurry up and do a toast. I only get a 30-minute break.
Huh? You working today?
I can't take much time off during Golden Week. Teddy, you were out without permission a couple days ago, so be ready to pay the price.
No, but that wasn't my fault! You meanie jerk! Nurse lover!
Teddy.
Oh, speaking of which.
Shh, quiet, you!
How'd the conversation go from working to that in 2 moves? I don't need them knowing this stuff. There's no time. Before anyone can ask you what he's talking about, I raise my cup and look at everyone.
Well, second time's the charm.
Welcome
Welcome back.
back, senpai!
After we toast, we all chat.
So delayed with someone.
What?
That's so delayed by everybody.
Yeah. After we toast, we all chat carelessly with each other. This is the kind of atmosphere you can only get with the best of friends. But actually, that's not all today. After all, we can't let it end like that.
Ahem. May I have your attention, please? It's time to announce the reason we're all here today.
Isn't it to welcome back Yukon?
You and I trade glances at Yukiko's question. I can see in my partner's eyes that he wants me to do all the talking. You see, we've already talked this out. And now's the time to bring it up.
It's about yesterday's incident. You guys weren't satisfied with how things ended, right?
Of course not. But
So, why not launch our own investigation?
Does that mean?
That's right. The investigation team is back in action.
Oh, now you're talking.
wait a moment. I thought we were going to leave this to the Kirijo group.
Did I say we wouldn't get involved?
That's right. You only said to leave this to them.
Oh, you're right.
Actually, my partner here brought it up first, though I'm with him 100%.
Now that's our sensei!
Yukiko and Teddy jump right on board. On the other hand, we're actually a sensible team of Chie, Rise, and Naoto are sitting there with their mouths wide open.
You're splitting hairs rather finely there.
It seems that she was definitely not expecting you to use weasel logic like this. But no matter how much I think about it, I just can't let this go. After all we've been through, the villain is still out there, waiting for another chance.
So you're not on board?
I egg her on, and though she looks hesitant at first, she smiles fearlessly.
Of course I am.
I like that smile. That's what a reliable detective should look like.
Thought so. All right then, let's find the real culprit.
Yeah!
Everyone's hands pile up at the middle of the table. Friends are really what you need. Whoa, it's already this late? Look at everybody smiling, and though I'm reluctant to go, I stand up.
Well, I gotta get back to work. Come on, Teddy, let's go.
Who's this Teddy you speak of? I don't know anyone with such a pretty name.
Teddy?
You've got some nerve trying that on me. Sounds like someone wants me to make his next shift a living hell.
Ah! No! But I'm still gonna skip work! I wanna have fun with Nana-chan!
No, Teddy. Teddy clasps Yu's hand and promises to visit the Dojima household tonight. Please, just this one night, he says. Not Teddy. Don't cause Dojima-san any trouble. But well, I know the feeling. I never feel like break time is long enough either. But you know why I'm keeping my cool right now. I begged my dad to give Teddy and me tomorrow off. I just haven't told Teddy yet, that sucker. Yeah, that's right. We can't let this end here. It's still Golden Week.
We're gonna party till we drop. This time, for sure.
And that is where we're going to go ahead and end things for tonight. So next time we will do Teddy, Akihiko, and Igus. And we should be able to start episode P4 a little bit too, depending on where we're at the time. But we will see you all again then. And thank you all for joining us today. As always, I hope you all have a very magical day.